What's up everybody, welcome back to the House of Light and Shadow. I'm Chris, I'm here with your March 2021 Tarotscopes. Now guys, be sure to check out your sun and rising sign. This is a timestamp video, so you can go ahead into the comments and jump right ahead. Hope you guys are doing well. Overall theme of this month, we're looking at a lot of changes for people, really stepping into a new place in life, really stepping into a new phase of who we are across all the signs. Alright guys, so be sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video if you enjoy it, and enjoy your readings. What's up Aries? Hope you guys are doing well, hanging in there. Happy early Aries season. Very much looking forward to the start of your season and spring. Alright Aries, let's go ahead and just jump into this. The deck's already been pre-shuffled. Let's go ahead and see what is going on for you guys here in the month of March 2021. Aries, starting out the middle of the reading with the Four of Pentacles. So what this immediately says to me, Aries, is feeling a little stuck. What I feel here, Aries, is a sort of turning of wheels. It feels like running in place a little bit. It feels like there's a lot of energy spent, but it's almost like you're hitting a wall. Almost like you're hitting a wall where you don't know where else to go from here. It feels like you've exhausted, Aries, all your options up to now. It feels like you've exhausted all the things that make you feel good, make you feel comfortable, have been making you feel secure. And now with the Four of Pentacles here in the center of your reading for the month of March has you, I think, Aries, feeling a little stuck in place. There's been growth, there's been opportunities. You maybe have been seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, a bright future. Here in this month though, Aries, there's a little bit of rigidity here. There's a little bit of I want to go but can't. Like right now, these Four Pentacles seems like a wall. Like a wall that you're just running up against. And you're like, what do I do now? I've tried my best. I've been doing my best. I've been hustling. I've been connecting. I've been doing all the things I should be for myself. But there's a sense of like, what else do I do? Where else do I put my energy in a way that's going to pay off for me? It's like diminishing returns on your energy is what I want to say here, Aries. So it looks like the month of March, guys, is going to be getting in touch with your passions, getting in touch with what moves you, with what excites you, with what stirs you up on the inside. There might be some questions this month, Aries. What is it that does that for you? All right, let's look at our ideals. Aries, in our ideal, the Queen of Wands. So you want to talk about passion. I want to talk about fire. I want to talk about energy, movement, creativity. Aries, this Queen of Wands is you guys in your best self. But what I also feel here looking at this, Aries, is there's a desire to be loved. There's a desire right now to be the embodiment of this Queen of Wands energy that is cared for, that is powerful. But Aries, in our ideals, the Queen of Wands, wanting a lot of warmth in your life right now, wanting passion. You see what I was saying here? It's almost as if like there's a hurdle to get over right now. How do I connect with the part of me that was maybe so motivated months ago, but right now is kind of losing steam? Maybe who was so sure about what I was doing months ago and that I was on the right path, and now it's like hitting a wall. And so this month, Aries, we're getting in touch with our passions, we're getting in touch with our sexuality, we're getting in touch with our creativity. But when I say sexuality, it feels like it's not about other people. It's about what part of yourself you're connected to now. Where's the deep fire inside you right now, Aries? Where does that come from? What is moving you forward? What are you focused on? For a lot of you guys, I think it's stuff having to do with the home life, right? Whether this is wanting a relationship, caring for your relationship, taking care of family. There's a big energy here, Aries, of warmth around you, of the desire to be held, cared for, loved, appreciated. All right, now let's take a look at your past. Aries, we have the Sun. You see what I mean? Ace of Pentacles and the Moon. Okay, Aries, do you see what I'm saying here? So starting with the Sun, you see we go from the Sun to the Moon, from this place of joy, inspiration, happiness, pleasure, warmth, all the way to our more recent past with the Moon, where we get into a dark place, where things start to feel confusing, where we don't know which way is up anymore, where we don't know which way we're heading. Right there in the middle, Aries, is the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. So these two cards together make me feel like your physical life was thriving. Whether this was your health, whether these were your finances, your material world, Aries, for a while was fulfilling you and giving you something to aspire to, giving you something to work towards. And then here we go, Aries, with this moment of maybe that this thing wasn't as satisfying as it was going to be. Maybe this new job, this new outlook on life, this new fitness regimen, this new diet. Yeah, you did it. And yeah, you accomplished what you were supposed to. But what's on the other side of that? There's still a sense of emotional dissatisfaction here, Aries. There's a little sense here of like, I thought this was going to make everything better. And it's made a lot better. But then why do I still feel this way? Why do I feel like I still don't know where I'm going? Why does it feel like I'm having a lot of maybe angry nights? Maybe lots of confusion, right? Maybe being lost in your head, overwhelmed by emotions. But emotions that are staying stuffed down. Emotions that you're kind of like keeping to yourself. So the beautiful thing about this, Aries, is that it doesn't feel like all is lost, right? What I feel like here is going to happen is that it's just a moment of like reconciling with your demons right now. This new job did not take away your insecurities. This new relationship did not take away your insecurities. This new physical appearance did not take away all your insecurities. All that stuff is still there. And Aries, in the month of March, coming into this month, like we're dealing with it. We're facing it. Right? We're figuring out here, why do I feel stuck? We're figuring out here, but I put all my energy into this. Why is everything not better yet? My sense here, Aries, is that maybe the energy needs to be redirected, but let's see what the cards say. Turning point, Aries, Four of Swords. So you see right here in the middle, we have both of these fours. The fours are a place of balance. And, you know, in this sense, the Four of Swords is kind of nice because as a turning point, it's a sense of calmness. It's a sense of waiting for the long haul, right? It's a sense of being sort of mentally stable. Things feeling like they're going well, but then there's also this sense of quiet, which I think Aries might be kind of rubbing you guys the wrong way. There's this sense of peace, but almost like, you know, when something is too quiet, that it doesn't feel good, that it starts to get creepy. You know, Aries, I think that you might be trying to fill the space with noise. You might be trying to fill this space with distractions. You might be trying to fill this space with other people, right? Getting lost in friends, getting lost in lovers, getting lost in whatever it is. But Aries, what this is telling me is that there's a period that we're entering into right now of contemplation, of considering what's next, of feeling a little stuck and definitely getting frustrated by it. But in that stuckness, Aries, I have to say, there are things that you need to deal with. There are things that I feel like are not being addressed, whether this is a conversation with somebody, whether this is a change in your lifestyle that you have to make. Because some part of this feels like if you have been making changes, it's been superficial. And not that that's not important, you know, but that like deep down inside, your emotional reality needs tending to right now, Aries. Let's see what we have going forward in the future. What am I? Hangman? You can't make this shit up. The Chariot and the Emperor. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, Seven of Wands. So Aries, you see what I mean? There's been a lot of energy spent. Just because you're feeling stuck, just because it's a quiet time, does not mean that you haven't been burning energy. Seven of Wands, you're moving, pushing, making things happen, right? Putting your energy towards projects, goals, all that beautiful stuff. But here in the near future, Aries, going into March, we have the Hangman. Like this is what I've been saying when the first card came out. Being stuck, right? Not only being stuck, but being in a place of deep contemplation with these three cards. The Hangman, ultimately, we think about it as being stuck, but it's ultimately an altered state of consciousness, very similar to the moon, where we see things from a different point of view, where we go within, where we sort of disconnect from the external reality to figure out what's going on inside. And the beautiful thing is here, Aries, I almost said Cancer because this is a Cancer card. With the Chariot here coming up next into our as we go through the month of March, we're connecting to a source of power. Aries, this is a sense, what I'm getting here overall so far And this has actually been kind of a theme for the readings this month, is who am I now? What am I doing now? How have I changed? Not just on the surface, not just my external circumstances, but internally. Aries, the Chariot is a card of intuition. The Chariot is a card of spiritual connection, of being connected to your ideal self, of finding balance and fulfillment. And then here we end with the Emperor, card of power. Going into April, guys, going into your season. Passionate, fired up, ready to go. Mojo flowing. A strong sense of self. What it seems like here, the story that's being told here in this reading, Aries, is somebody who's had to really go deep down inside. Somebody who was making these little fixes on the outside. Somebody who was changing their job, their appearance, their home, right? And then it's almost like, well, why am I still stuck? If I did all these things that I knew was going to make me happy, why am I still feeling this way? And the month of March, Aries, is a time for you to go within. Time for you to think. Where am I misapplying my energy? Like the Chariot, where am I out of alignment? Where am I out of balance? I think what I'm seeing here is also like trying really hard, like grasping at things really hard. You know how they say like a closed fist receives nothing? It feels like there's a sense of control, Aries, like around the wrong things. This reading is saying you have to kind of let go. You're in a process of filtering out deep emotions, of reestablishing who you are, of working through insecurities, of doing all those things. And now let's see our outcome, the World. Okay, like guys, like we could have pulled one card here and that would have been our reading. The World. What did I say this whole time, guys? Starting a new chapter. The pain, if you're feeling pain right now, Aries, if you're feeling frustration, if you're feeling like you don't know what's next, it's because you're kind of facing a big void. Because you're in this sort of liminal space between who you used to be and who you're going to be. One part of your life, one part of your identity, it's not just external circumstances, it's who you are as a person, is changing. Who you were is old news. And we're stepping into a place, Aries, in your month of closing that chapter. And with that Aries energy, that creative spark of starting new, of being fiery and fresh. By the time we get to April, guys, things are going to start to feel different. You're going to start to feel more like, I know who I am now. And then with that comes the love, comes the passion, comes the drive, comes the motivation. It's like an internal motivation that now starts to sprout up into your life in real, tangible, physical ways. The Emperor is power in the material world. And that's what you're stepping into this month, Aries. All right, you guys have a fabulous month. I'll talk to you soon. Take care. What's up, Leo? Welcome to your reading for the month of March 2021. These cards don't want to shuffle. Hope you guys are doing well out there, doing the best you can during these difficult times. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading, guys, and see what we've got going on for you all this month. Thank you. All right, Leo, central situation for the month of March. We have the Two of Wands. This is a card of vision. This is a card of movement. This is a card of optimism. Leo, I think that there's reasons in your life right now to be optimistic about the future. I think that there are goals that feel attainable. It feels like a light at the end of the tunnel with this card. It feels like you're seeing now the differences that you can make in your life. Leo, this feels like movement. This feels like growth. Maybe this is coming after a period of stagnation or stillness. A period where maybe things were a little dark and you didn't know which way things were going. But Leo, in the month of March, I feel like getting clarity, getting vision, getting the big picture view of things. Leo, I feel like this is really great in terms of getting the engine moving again. Getting the blood pumping is what I feel with this card. With the twos, we see movement, and with the element of fire, things are getting moving. Things are on their way. Leo, I feel like there might have been a period here also of, I almost want to say despair, right? Where you thought Or maybe you lost your confidence. Maybe you lost direction. Maybe you just weren't sure as you used to be about the way things were going. And now in March, Leo, we see all that take a turn. We see that start to pick up again. Leo, in your ideals, though, we have the Five of Pentacles. Maybe wanting to be left alone a little bit, right? With the Five of Pentacles in your ideals, Leo, I feel like there's almost expectation of suffering. There's almost an expectation of struggle. This is what I meant when I said feeling a little discouraged. It feels like, Leo, been in a heavy place. Been in a place where you weren't sure if things were going to get better. You still might not be, right? This is where the Two of Wands we see in March, you start to feel that way. But Leo, with the Five of Pentacles in the ideals, we may have been feeling a little lonely. Maybe deliberately took some space from people or situations, right? The combination of these two cards, Leo, has me feeling very much like there's a thawing that's happening, right? We're in the winter, we're entering Aries season into the spring. And now looking at this, you see how they have that snow on the ground with the little grass poking out? This is us entering Aries season, Leo. This is us entering the spring. You're ready to thaw. You're ready to get things moving again, to melt the ice, to bring warmth back into your life, passion back into your life. Let's take a look at the past, Leo. You see right here, the Hangman, Page of Swords, and the High Priestess. Guys, all cards of contemplation, all cards of thought. With the Hangman, we see being in a place where, like I said in the beginning, sometimes you don't even need to pull cards past that first one. Of being stuck in place, of getting into an altered state of consciousness here, to do a deep dive and say, what do I want now? What's going on now? Leo, I also feel with the High Priestess like you might be getting signs, symbols, dreams, right? It feels like the universe here has been speaking to you. It feels like you may have gotten a sign, Leo, that has been pushing you on your right path. You might have gotten something that is letting you know what goes next. That it's time to start moving again. That it's time to get into motion. That it's time to start acting. There was some emotion here, Leo, that I think you might have been a little reclusive, right? Big recluse energy here, right? But not for the sake of just withdrawing, but for the sake of getting strong. For the sake of figuring out what you want. Right? There's been a lot of deep thought. Maybe some anger as well. Leo, there may have been some lashing out here. You might have some hurt feelings that you're dealing with. And maybe you didn't quite know how to process them. Maybe you've been seeking altered states of consciousness, Leo. By which I mean getting drunk. Escapism, right? With these cards. But Leo, what my feeling here is though, is that we're breaking out of a place of anger, of stillness, of frustration, of maybe unusually high levels of emotion that are making you feel, even if you're being social, a little withdrawn within yourself, a little not yourself, right? A little more reserved than usual, a little more contemplative than usual. A lot on your mind here, Leo. Feels like there's a lot that's been on your mind. That's been making you feel lonely, right? That's been making you feel, Queen of Swords on the bottom. That's been making you feel isolated. Isolated. Well, let's see where we're going here with this. In the bottom of the deck, Leo, I'm just going to read this while it's here. The Queen of Swords. I think there was a truth here that was revealed. I think there is a truth here that needs to be coped with. And that's what's going on here with this isolation, contemplation, thinking, feelings of loneliness, feeling of wanting to get things going. Leo, I think something happened in your life with this Queen of Swords that was a wake-up call. Where that person, you realize that person didn't care. Or you realize your job didn't appreciate you. Or whatever it is, Leo. There's a wake-up call. There's a moment of truth. There's a moment of revelation that now you're sitting with. And now you're trying to figure out, what do I do with that information? Do I cut things out? Do I cut people out? Do I cut situations out? Leo, if there's something that you're attached to that is making you feel like this, something or someone that you're attached to, These cards are saying cut it. Both of them swords, both of them air. Air is light and moves freely. Swords cut. They can defend or they can free. Where do you need to free yourself this month, Leo? Turning point, Ace of Pentacles. You guys are getting your shit together. There's a big sense, guys. Again, light at the end of the tunnel here. Things turning out for the better. Optimism. Reasons to look forward to the future. Leo, it feels like you might be getting your financial and career life in order here. Or otherwise in some way your finances. This also sometimes can indicate some kind of long-term relationship, some kind of long-term partnership, long-term bond. So we might see here a little story here of being in this place of loneliness and isolation, and maybe more recently breaking free. Or what I see here, more than breaking free, Leo, is a determination. A determination to, it's like the Ace of Pentacles is a seed, right? A determination to create a better future for yourself. A determination to not have people bringing you down. This is also a feeling of reasons to be happy, reasons to be optimistic, reasons to think that the future is going to be better than what you've been going through now. Tangible, concrete growth, physical fitness, financial well-being. Maybe you're moving into a different place, right? But whatever it is, Leo, your material circumstances, the material world around you is improving, is growing. And I think that's bringing with it a boost of self-esteem, a boost of self-worth, as when we're talking about cutting things, I'm not going to deal with this because I have good things to look forward to. I'm not going to get stuck in this swamp here of feelings and ideas because I've got things to look forward to. Now let's see what those things are, Leo. 10 of Cups. Do you have things to look forward to, Leo? Is there optimism on your future? Are things going in a better direction? 10 of Cups. Let's see what else we got here. I have a feeling it's all going to be positive. Queen of Pentacles. Leo, Leo, Leo. So here we had all that hard pentacle energy and that hard sword energy. Now we have Cups. And Queen of Pentacles. This is love, Leo. This is what I was saying about self-worth. To me, the Queen of Pentacles, maybe it's just this deck because I like the way she looks like she's feeling herself, is the Queen of self-worth. The Queen of knowing what she has to offer and expecting to be treated accordingly. And let's see if I can get it to focus. Of course not. There we go. See how pretty she is? Self-assured, confident. This is someone who knows their worth. This is someone who knows that they deserve happiness and someone who knows that they deserve love. So Leo, I'm going to say this for any of you who are caught up in maybe some kind of toxic love situation. Know that March into April is going to bring you, first of all, release from that situation, but also newfound happiness, newfound joy, friends, family, lovers. Leo, by the end of going into April, once this winter thaw starts to melt and we're in April, you're going to be feeling yourself again, Leo. You're going to be feeling loved. You're going to feel cared for. But it's all because, Leo, it all depends, rather, on how much self-worth you're able to muster. How much you're able to say, this is what I deserve. If you can say, this is what I deserve, this cup is ready for you to grab. I see some of you dating. I see some of you, if you are dating, getting more committed. This is union. This is, even if we're not talking about literally relationships, this is bliss, guys. This is a return to joy. That's what I should name this video. A return to joy. A return to pleasure. A return to feeling less haunted by things. If you felt haunted by things, Leo, for a little while, that all goes away, or at least starts to, in March. And it's replaced by these really good feelings. Feelings about yourself, feeling about who's around you. Very positive growth here, Leo. Let's take an outcome card. Knight of Swords. Like right on top of the card where I said movement, goals. I mean, look at this guy. He's moving. He's moving and a shaking. Ain't nobody gonna hold him back, right? Because there's a goal. Because there's a vision. with these two cards together, it's like sometimes this Knight of Swords can be a little erratic and a little chaotic and maybe like a little destructive. But with these two cards together, it's like he's hurtling towards the goalpost. Leo, March sees you get back into this state of saying, ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. So Leo, this whole reading here is kind of a story of someone who is waking up. Someone who is coming back to themselves. Someone who maybe lost track of pleasure and joy. Someone who has been stuck and isolated and angry and didn't know what to do with it. You see here we have the Page of Swords, and by the end of the reading we're at the Knight, which means that you have movement again. The Knight symbolizes movement, right? But it's a more mature energy. It's growth. It's I have a lot of energy and I don't know what to do with it. And maybe I'm doing destructive things with it. Maybe I'm doing negative things with it. Maybe I'm being angry. Maybe I'm lashing out at people. Maybe I'm saying things I shouldn't. Maybe I'm doing things I shouldn't. Right? Almost like a spiral. And then now you're like, nah, I'm not with those low rent vibes anymore. I got a plan. I got a man. I am feeling myself. I have great friends, great family, people who love me, and the future looks bright, Leo. I love you guys so much. You have a great month, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, my Sagittarius beauties? Hope you're all doing well. Happy to be with you guys here today. Hope you're holding in there as best as you can, staying optimistic, staying positive. Alright guys, let's go ahead and jump right into your reading for March and see what we got going on for you guys. Alright Sagittarius, central situation for the month of March is the Justice card. What this is telling me, guys, is there's a balancing act going on in your life. There's a restructuring going on in your life. I feel like with this card, there's some, maybe I almost want to say difficult truths you might have to deal with in the month of March. But ultimately, this is positive. This makes me feel, Sagittarius, that you're aligning with your greater purpose. That the things that are coming up now in conversations for you, the things that people are saying to you, the situations that are happening, are all bringing you to a place where alignment is happening. Where alignment with the truth is happening. This feels empowering, Sagittarius. This feels like maybe for some of you guys, you've been waiting to hear something for a while, and now this month you're going to hear it. Or you're dealing with the aftermath of hearing something. Whatever this is, Sagittarius, it's almost as if like there's a course correcting happening. There's a getting settled into what the reality of a situation is here. Questions that you've had being answered. Things that felt confusing now no longer confusing. There's clarity here. There's understanding here. There's perspective here. In our deal, Sagittarius, is Judgment card. So you see with these two cards, this is what I mean when I say it's like a wake-up call, like a truth. Sagittarius, you're ready to move forward. I'm feeling like you're hoping to hear something from somebody. For some of you, you might hear something and that's the truth that hurts. For some of you, the truth is that you might not hear what you want to hear. Right? I feel like a lot of you Sagittariuses are waiting to be ushered into a new stage of your life. But it almost feels to me like at the hands of somebody else. Like as if like your fate has almost been in other people's hands. The way you feel about yourself has been in other people's hands. And you're waiting. When I see this Judgment card, I'm looking at this, it's like you're waiting and waiting and waiting to hear the right thing, and it never comes. Waiting to hear the thing that you want to hear, and it never comes. So this month, Sagittarius, is about, are we going to stand in our truth and say, maybe this will never come? And then what? What do I do with my life? If this person doesn't tell me the things I want to hear, then what now? And that's what I mean when I say we're coming into a sense of alignment and truth, because this is a place of power. As much as you might not, it might be disappointing to not get what you want out of somebody else, the truth is super powerful. And the truth is what's going to set you on your path to go forward. This doesn't mean that you're going to lose relationships necessarily, but it just means that it feels like there's like a dependence on other people for happiness, for giving your life direction. And the month of March, Sagittarius, sees you taking that control back, sees you getting back into a place where you are in the driver's seat, regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of who's messing with your vibe, regardless of who's not giving you answers, regardless of who you're waiting to hear from. It's a resolved energy to just keep going forward. Let's see what we got here in the past, Sagittarius. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. Oh my God, so I knew it. I think you guys are dealing with some fuckboys who are going real slow. A couple of things here, right? Some of you may be dealing with someone who's going really slowly, who's not telling you the things you want to hear, who is taking their time. And I feel like they're pushing your patience. They are almost like, with these two cards, I look at them as if like, well, I held them up, it's like they're going against each other. Your dreams and desires are colliding with somebody else's stubbornness, with somebody else's unwillingness to compromise, with somebody else's unwillingness to be honest with you and straightforward about what they want. That's why I said fuckboy energy. It's like lingering, but there's not the movement that you're looking for. Now we could very easily look at these cards this way too, and they're looking in opposite directions, but it's the same difference, Sagittarius. There's a lack of clicking. There's a lack of somebody telling you what you want and what you need to hear. And here, Sagittarius, in a more recent past, is the Queen of Pentacles. This is the card for me of self-worth. This is the card of where you guys are getting into, this place that you're getting into where the truth is empowering. The truth reminds you. What I want to say, Sagittarius, some of you might be dealing with situations where you have to kind of remind yourself like who you are. Remind yourself that you're like not just okay, but you can thrive on your own. That doesn't mean you have to be single or anything like that or not have friends, but there's a loss of dependency, I feel here, of letting other people influence your moods, letting other people influence your emotions, your thoughts. There's a stabilizing energy here, Sagittarius, coming into this month. There's a shutting out of the nonsense. That's not to say that maybe if this person is taking their sweet time that you're willing to wait, right? We do have two pentacles here. There's potential here. But at the same time, Sagittarius, it's like I almost want to tell you guys to stop waiting and start doing something else with your time. Put your effort into somebody else. Whether that's like if you're waiting to hear from a love interest and you just have to put more effort into your work, to your material circumstances. Some of you guys might be working out, working really hard, getting that bag, Sagittarius. Doing what you got to do to make sure at the end of the day you're okay, regardless of what these fools over here are doing. Some of you might have multiple suitors or multiple people who are involved. But regardless, Sagittarius, what's important about this part of the reading is that we're coming to a place here where you are done with it, where you are not going to wait around for other people to determine the path of your life, to determine your future. That might mean having to distract yourself a little bit, especially, for those of you who are maybe in relationships and you're like maybe not quite ready to let go, but you know that you need to put more energy and time into yourself. It sounds like the most cliche advice in the world until you really get it. Until you're in the situation where you stop worrying about what your man is doing or what your girl is doing and just start doing you, making plans with your friends, making plans for your life and your career. And that's the place I think Sagittarius is coming into March. And our turning point, Sagittarius, the dark moon. A lot of withdrawal, I think you guys have been withdrawing for a while. I think you guys have been like in your own space, like we said here, focusing on your material things, your money, your career, your body, your appearance, your home. The Dark Moon card in this situation makes me feel peaceful. Sometimes I look at this and say, man, you were lost. But now I'm looking at this now and it feels like necessary quiet time. Like time to get still, time to go within. To allow yourself to re-energize. That's what I want to say here is happening, Sagittarius. You're re-energizing. You're building up your strength. You're building up your assets. What you have to offer going into the future is going to be so much more than what you've been able to offer in the past. And it's because you've been doing this work. But Sagittarius, I still feel like jerked around a little bit. I still feel like pulled in all these stupid directions by all these stupid people who are messing with your mind. Let's see what we have going in the future. So did I tell you there's a reason to be optimistic, Sagittarius? We have the Sun. We have the Four of Cups. We have the Eight of Cups. Beautiful. I'm not going to take all of these, but look what's on the bottom. We have strength. What did I just say about strength? About building up your stores. At the bottom of the deck, this is what's influencing your current situation. What's influencing your current situation, Sagittarius, is that you've been getting strong inside. You've become disciplined. Right? You know how to protect yourself. You know how to protect your energy. And here, with the Sun, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Cups, guys, first of all, let's talk about what we're releasing. If it's not releasing a person, Sagittarius, it's the very least releasing expectations, releasing hopes and dreams that you know now are not going to play out the way you want them to. Right? But more contemplation here too, guys. More like this is a time for Sagittarius to be very with themselves, to feel bright, to feel like your best self. This to me, Sagittarius, is like getting in touch with your inner child, the part of you that is joyous, the part of you that lights things up, the part of you that's optimistic, hopeful, positive, happy-go-lucky, the life of the party. Now with this Four of Cups and Eight of Cups, guys, I think that there's some tough decisions to make this month. I think that there's some, I don't feel, again, like I don't really feel like you guys are necessarily letting people go. But it's about ideas, hopes, dreams, aspirations that are not going to turn out the way that you want them to. And it's really empowering, Sagittarius, to say, you know, I wanted that to turn out this way and it didn't. So what now? And those are these two cards. What now? What now with the Four of Cups? Get still with yourself. Right? The void that comes from releasing things is scary. But it also makes space for something beautiful. Even if that space, Sagittarius, is only in your head or in your heart, there's a need here to really pivot. Pivot like what your attention is on. You've been doing that, but I feel like you're maybe getting pulled back into something. Somebody. Right? So stay strong, Sagittarius. Stay focused on yourself. Every time you feel, it's almost like the sun is like a beam of, like a spotlight. You know, whenever you feel your attention starting to drift, you see the way he's kind of like looking over to the side, that sun? It's like he's not in the moment. He's looking at what comes next. He's distracted. Pull your attention back to yourself. And Sagittarius, Six of Wands, as your outcome, you win. This is Sagittarius being surrounded by positive influences. This is Sagittarius being surrounded by people who care. People who have your best interest in mind. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Right? But this is Sagittarius on fire. This is Sagittarius feeling themselves. Going into April, Sagittarius, feeling alive again. Feeling invigorated. Like this feels social to me as well. You might be going to April, guys, feeling like you're connecting with friends, long lost social groups, just getting out and about and living your life again. Right? Living life freely. April brings a lot of positive energy, a lot of positive emotions. The future is bright here, Sagittarius. Just embrace it. Embrace what's new. Embrace what you can do to create space for these blessings to come into your life. The blessings you've been working so effing hard for. You can't be taken back, Sagittarius. We're not backpedaling here. We're not backsliding into something that we know is not good for us. Not anymore. I love you guys. Have a beautiful month. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What is up, my beautiful Taurus? Hope you guys are doing well. Happy to be here with you today. Hope you're all hanging in there. So I've already pre-shuffled this deck a little bit, so let's go ahead and jump into your reading, guys, and see what we've got going on for you all in the month of March 2021. Can you believe? Taurus, starting out with our central situation as the Magician. Creativity, creativity, creativity. You are putting your energy out into projects. You are putting your energy out into, what I feel here is how you're presenting yourself to the world is changing. How you're presenting yourself to the world is under construction. I don't know what that means. It's going to mean something for you guys watching this, but it feels like you guys are under construction. It feels like there's a lot of change happening for Taurus right now. A lot of positive change. A lot of reasons, I think, to be optimistic. Your health might be improving. Your finances might be improving. A lot of creativity here. A lot of making things happen, Taurus. It feels like things that have been kind of sitting in your mind for a while. Things that have kind of been on the back burner. You might have been maybe for a while dealing with other things in life. Maybe things that are more serious or more heavy or that needed your attention. And now, Taurus, it feels like you're coming back to yourself in a way. And this is where the creativity in those projects and the things you're working on kind of reflect where you are right now in yourself. Reflect you being in a self-empowered place. Reflect you being in a place where you're ready to show the world who you are. Alright, Taurus, in our ideals, we have the Five of Swords. What I feel when I look at this card, guys, is kind of pushing away of toxicity. In this card right here, in this moment, I'm seeing these big swords as you guys. And these little swords as people who have been taking your energy, people who aren't reciprocating love, people who are not being good friends. Right? So cutting out garbage. This is how you get into this place of manifestation, this place of free-flowing energy of lightness. This Five of Swords in your ideal says you don't have time for shit with anybody. You are protecting your energy this month, Taurus. You are pushing away what needs to be pushed away. Putting people in their place, right? Even if it's just in your head and how you prioritize things now. Right? Putting things in their place, putting people in their place. So that you can get into this place now, Taurus, where you're standing strong. And you're creating. And you're on fire. Let's take a look at our past. We have the World, the Hermit, and the Sun. So you see what we're saying here, guys? A lot of major arcana, right? So there's big things happening for you guys. We've just had Mars leave your sign. And I think what that's doing is bringing with it a sort of new motivation, a new outlook on life, maybe dare I say, optimism. But Taurus, you've been working with the Hermit here. You've been hustling. You've been actively trying to move on from where you were. You might have experienced some endings in some way, Taurus. Some major endings coming into this month. Maybe a lot of alone time. But this alone time, Taurus, it's like that, the person who's in the studio late at night. Up till 4 a.m, making beats. That kind of alone time, you know what I mean? The artist up late, working on their projects. Guys, coming into the month of March with the Sun, such positivity. I feel like there's a new lease on life with you guys here. I feel like something's happened in your recent past that maybe shook things up, but also taught you boundaries, taught you who you are, taught you how to respect yourself again, taught you how to respect your projects, taught you where your energy needs to be directed. What is going to bring you fulfillment? What is going to bring you satisfaction? That's the place we're in now, towards giving yourself pleasure, giving yourself creativity, giving yourself a little indulgence, but in the good things in life, the happy things in life. Taurus, it feels like to me, looking at this, almost like a shadow is lifting from you. Something that's been very heavy on you, that you've had to deal with for a long time, that made you feel a little alone, that made you feel isolated, that made you feel without any nice clothes, like just in rags, you know? It's that kind of energy of being without, suffering, struggling. But it was not for want. It was to get you to this place now, Taurus, where you are now, where your creativity is on fire, where your blood is pumping through your veins, warm, alive. And our turning point, Taurus, is the King of Pentacles. This is you guys embodying that boss energy. This is Taurus energy expressed at its greatest. This is what I mean when I say we're creating, Taurus, in material ways. Things are becoming tangible for you. Things that were just ideas for you in the past, you're starting to see them come into being. Now, I feel also here with this, for some of you guys, this is going to be someone in your life who's like a rock, a support system surrounding you, someone that you've been able to lean on. Right? And for those of you who feel like you don't have somebody to lean on, this is about, you know what? No, I'm going to take that back. This is somebody to lean on, Taurus. Even if that person you're leaning on is yourself now, there's strength here. There's manifesting here. There's power here. There's a sort of also gentleness with self. Not beating yourself up maybe in the ways that you used to. Being a little easier on yourself because you're realizing now how much more you can coax out of yourself with gentleness and sweetness rather than harshness. And this harshness here, Taurus, that we see in the Five of Swords is harshness towards others who want to interfere with your energy. It's not about being a savage, it's about protecting yourself like a savage. So it's really beautiful here to see, especially right here in the middle. It's as if like the magician is grounding himself in these really beautiful things that the King of Pentacles is bringing. Let's see what we have going into the future here, Taurus. The Tower, see, Four of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. Bottom of the deck, guys, is the waxing gibbous moon. This is a period of cleansing. This is a period of reformulating goals, seeing what works now and what doesn't. There's a shedding of the past here, Taurus. There's a no-nonsense energy here. This, to me, looks like very, very serious and in a positive way in terms of taking control. In terms of being grounded in the truth. Seeking inner stability. Seeking an almost like energetic stability. A calm, a peace, a strong, steady movement forward towards your dreams, towards your goals. You see what I mean when I said creative projects? There's a lot of creative energy here. So whether you're an artistic person or you're just finding new ways to dress or express yourself, there's an emphasis on expression here. Expression of who you are now. Expression about what you want now, what your goals are now, what your dreams are now. This to me is Taurus getting very serious. Serious about their well-being. Serious about what you, regardless of what anyone else around you, needs. What you deserve. The month of March, Taurus, sees you guys moving into a place of self-assured confidence. There's this sense here of like the things that were in the past that were holding you down, the things that were heavy, the things that were not real, the things that were a burden to you. Saying no more of that in March. Getting very, very stable, getting very, very secure. Pouring more love into your projects, and your goals and your dreams than you are other people right now. This is a time, Taurus, I think, for you to receive some love. For you to allow yourself to be supported if you have it around you. To allow somebody to be sweet to you if you have that around you. Right? We don't want to build walls up around the wrong people. We want to build walls up around the people who are sucking the life out of us, not the people who are filling us with life, who are there for us, who want to be there for you. I feel like, Taurus, I want to keep saying that it feels like there's an energy of someone around you who wants to be there for you. You just kind of have to allow it. Let's see what we have for your outcome here. Eight of Pentacles. I mean, guys, like, sometimes you can just pull the first card and know what the whole reading's about. Eight of Pentacles. Work, 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 work. You guys, I've been saying this whole reading. This is creative energy manifested. This is putting your head down and taking care of yourself. I almost feel like some of you might have felt a little burned by people, right? And that's why you're in this place. It's almost like survival mode. But this is a very positive kind of way to survive, by pouring energy into yourself, by pouring energy into your financial health and your creative projects. It's like, what I see here, guys, is an expression of energy. You know, Taurus is the sign of divinity made manifest in the world. And it's like you guys are putting that energy out. It might have been stuck. You might have been a little stagnant with the energy, and now it's getting flowing again. Now it's starting to flow again. And now, like, you're bringing divinity to earth again in how you live your life and how you treat yourself, how you worship yourself, how you worship your surroundings, the creative things that you love to do, your work. Taurus, this is a really beautiful reading. This is a reading for someone who is just fed up with not being their best, fed up with getting their energy messed with, and who's taking care of themselves again, taking care of the things they love again. As we go into April, guys, there's like a new life here. There's like a new lease on life, a new attitude towards life, a much more positive, in control, strong, can take on anything energy here. It starts with focusing on you. All right, Taurus, the future looks bright here. Have a beautiful month. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Virgo? Welcome to your reading for the month of March 2021. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're holding out through all this chaos. All right, guys, I've already pre-shuffled a little bit, so let's go ahead and jump right into your reading. See what we got going on for you guys here. All right, Virgo, central situation for the month of March is the Page of Cups. This is really encouraging for me, guys. This feels like lighthearted, emotional energy. This feels like fun. This feels like love. This feels like, I almost want to say, almost a return of positive feelings and emotions to life. I don't know if things have felt particularly heavy for you, Virgo. I mean, we're all going through our own difficult times, right? But the Page of Cups is like a breath of fresh air or a drink of cold water, right? It feels to me like, oh, finally I can be a little less, have a little less on my shoulders, feel a little less on edge. Pleasure is here, Virgo. Enjoyment is here. Optimism. There are dreams being formulated right now, Virgo. I think that your mind is active and is coming up with all these goals and fantasies and ideas, and it's beautiful. It's inspiring. It's like moving you forward to be a better person and just like to try better, do better, try harder, right? Like you're pushing yourself is what I want to say. These aren't just like random fantasies. It's inspiration. It's motivation. A heart, like it almost feels like a little bit of a healing in your heart, Virgo. Some new love for those of you who are looking. Some reinvigoration of love for those of you who are in relationships. But the Page of Cups is, like I said, a drink of cold water. It's refreshing. He feels just happy to me here. Life feels positive. Like things are moving in a positive direction. In our ideals, Virgo, we have the first quarter moon. This indicates to me that you're in a stage of growth. You're in a stage of moving on from the past in serious ways, right? Which is why you have these new dreams, these new visions for the future. Because what was is fading out of view. But Virgo, it's almost also like you're in this like in-between space where there's still work to do, but you're starting to see change. Change is becoming palpable. Change is becoming tangible. It's not just in your head. It's really happening. This to me, Virgo, says that it's going to be a little bit of a slow process, that there's still a lot to be shed. There's still a lot to be learned about yourself, the people around you, who you are, what you want. But the reassuring thing about this, Virgo, is that we're moving forward nonetheless. We're crafting new dreams for a future, new ways of being, new ideas about who we are, what we want out of life. It's beautiful. Be reassured, Virgo, that this is just the beginning. You have a lot to look forward to. Let's take a look at our recent past, Virgo. Beautiful. We have the Ace of Cups, the Seeker, and the Nine of Swords. Okay, so this is the anxiety that I was talking about, guys. The Nine of Swords, where I said that it's like things have been heavy. In our more recent past, we have the Nine of Swords. A lot on your mind, Virgo. No surprise there. A lot on your mind. A lot that's been weighing on you. I look at this card here, Virgo, and I almost see someone who's struggling with their own mind, their own ideas, doesn't know what to think. I'm trying to get to focus. Doesn't know what to think, is kind of confused. Was kind of like running around in circles in your head. Here with the Seeker energy as well, it's been like, remember how I said it, in between space, guys? Finding out where you are, getting a clarity. Virgo, it looks like you've been going through a process of gaining clarity. And in some ways, the clarity that you've gotten has made you have to think about a lot. Try to sort through your feelings. Very positive feelings in many ways, right? With the Ace of Cups. Some of you guys may have found love. Might be feeling connected to somebody. Right? And this is playing into your thoughts about the future now. See the way he's kind of like searching and looking through the sky here? See, I don't know, I can get it focused. There you go. You're in search of something right now, Virgo. You're in search of truth. If you guys have a love connection, it feels like the way I'm looking at this is like he's trying to deepen it. But it also feels like your experiences lately, Virgo, even if they've been positive with love and support and friendships and all those things, I feel like it's bringing things up to the surface, which is what I mean when I say we're in a state of change, right? Where we're shedding the past. This isn't just anxiety, Virgo. This is stuff coming up for you that maybe you didn't know was still bothering you, didn't even know you maybe had to deal with. In this quest for who am I now, in this quest for life is going in a good direction, what am I going to do with this? As much as there's been beautiful dreams and plans and visions created, stuff has come up. Maybe some old traumas, maybe some old fears, insecurities, memories of the past, right? A lot of heaviness. But I have a feeling things are looking up. Let's see what we got going on here, Virgo. Turning point, Queen of Swords. You see what I said? It's the truth. It's a discerning mind. This coming right after this says clarity has been found. That this chaos that you guys were going through for a while in your head, running around not being sure which way was up, not being sure of this person or that person or this situation or these circumstances. There's clarity. And I see here Virgo being calm, cool, and collected. I see Virgo harnessing the powers of their mind for good. This is a story here, guys, of somebody who, blessings come into your life, and then it makes you realize that you're in a new stage of your life. And recognizing that brings up a lot of stuff from the past, brings up a lot of anxieties, fears, traumas, repressed things. But now as we're going into March and through April, Virgo, we have clarity, we have truth, we have strength. We have the ability to see clearly and to not be overwhelmed by what comes up for us. This is Virgo. You know, as much as I made a joke about Virgo being anxious, right? Finding calmness within, finding peace within, coping with things, right? Handling things. It's like if you have all these crazy swords that are weighing on you, this queen grabs it and it's like, I got this. You're manageable. This can be handled by me. It's a really beautiful place to be in, Virgo. Let's go ahead and see what we have going on for you in the future. Beautiful. 10 of Cups, Knight of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck, guys, is the 2 of Swords. So what's happening here, guys, is there's conscious decisions being made about the future direction of your life. This is the energy to me of somebody who's not just kind of going along with the flow anymore, but is making conscious choices on how they want to be, on how they want to live, on what they want their life to look like. No longer just going with the flow. No longer being reactive. And just kind of going along with things. And we see that here. With the 10 of Swords, Cups, the Knight of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. Here we have the 10 of Cups. Joy is coming into your life, Virgo. Happiness. This is fun. This is love. This is feeling connected to the people around you. This is knowing that the people around you are like life affirming. Right? Virgo, maybe you've shed, look at the transition here. Look at the transition from this place of anxiety, from all these things weighing on you, clarity, truth, understanding, strength of mind. And now it's like whoever's around you now should be there. Whatever you're doing right now is the right thing to be doing. And it's going to lead to pleasure, happiness, success. By going into April, Virgo, there's going to be a major shift in your life with this Wheel of Fortune. Something that maybe has been heavy starts to move, starts to change, starts to bring about a new reality. This Knight of Swords is you guys going for it. Now you might have someone around you in your life who is like this kind of energy, this mental expressive energy, but I actually think that this is you guys. I think this is you guys taking the reins. This is you guys throwing, I don't want to say throwing caution to the wind because you're not making choices that are reckless per se, but it's about making choices. It's about doing things. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I don't know why this camera is bugging out. It's about doing things, Virgo. There's action here. There's a motivation and a drive here. For what? For better days. And motivated by what? Love. Motivated by connection. Entering a new phase. You see how we started with the Ace and then we're ending up with the 10? Going into a new phase of life. Going into a new phase of love. It's like I feel, Virgo, your heart just expanding. Opening up. To not just give love, but to receive it and to be loved. And that love, that support, drives you. Maybe literally motivates you, but empowers you. Makes you feel supported, makes you feel strong, makes you feel safe. And that's what I meant when I said that this Knight of Swords isn't doing reckless things. Because he knows that he's safe. He's moving fast because he can. Because he's lighter. And then here with the Wheel of Fortune, it's like you're walking through this little gateway, guys. A stroke of luck comes your way in March. Probably more towards April. But things start to move, things start to change. You might get a lucky break. Something that has been hanging over you maybe just kind of starts to move. If you've been feeling down, you start to be up. Whatever it is that wasn't going, Virgo, almost by luck, starts to move again. And outcome for the month is the Nine of Wands. Not usually a card that you see as the most positive, but with the rest of this reading, this is Virgo. Virgo, this feels strong. This feels like, putting up a gate around your house to say, this is my house. This is my family. You know what I mean? It's protective. It's loving. It's like you're protecting what you've worked for, both tangibly, like in your material life, but also what you've been working for emotionally. Because Virgo, you've been working emotionally. Emotions have been coming up in a big way. Thoughts about the past, thoughts about traumas, thoughts about fears have been coming up in a big way. But where we end up, Virgo, is strength. Where we end up in is boundaries of knowing the difference between you and other people, right? Between other people and other people, right? This friend is not the same as that friend. This lover is not the same as that lover. You know what I'm saying? It's protection. Not just of yourself, but of the things you love and the people you love. This is like kind of sexy energy, Virgo. When you put these two together, oof. Dreamy, lovey, emotional, and strong and protective. It's hot. Alright, Virgo, the future is really bright here. I love you guys. Have a great month ever. Have the greatest month ever. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What's up, Capricorn? How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to your reading for March 2021. Coming on a year of this quarantine. You guys are my last reading for the month. Can you believe we're here? Let's go ahead, Capricorn, jump right into your reading. See what we got going on for you guys this month. Capricorn, central situation for the month of March is the Fool. Starting over. This, to me, Capricorn, feels like a breath of fresh air. This, to me, Capricorn, feels like a release. I feel like an emotional release here. Of things that were making you feel heavy. Things that were making you feel not supported. Things that were making you feel just less good about yourself. Less good about the people who are around you. Less good about the direction things were going in. This feels like an emotional lightness, Capricorn. This feels like ready to jump into a new part of life. But more so than a new part of life, it's a new way of being inside. That's what I want to say here. It's almost like a new mental and emotional outlook on something that is not so hard on yourself. That is not so hard on it. There's almost like an acceptance here. And that's where the lightness comes from. A freeing energy here. This feels liberating to me, Capricorn. This feels optimistic. This feels hopeful. In our ideals, Capricorn, we have the Ten of Cups. So, first of all, strong connection to family here. Strong connection to love. Capricorn, I think you want to feel supported. That's why I said in the beginning, wanting to feel supported, wanting to feel loved. And I don't think that's not that love has not been around you and support has not been around you. I see you here being surrounded by friends, being surrounded by family, being surrounded by people. But at the same time, Capricorn, it feels as if there's an emotional satisfaction that you're seeking right now. It's like, you know, they say how someone can be lonely in a room full of people. It's like you have people who love you, but maybe haven't been feeling that inside of yourself. For whatever reason. Maybe it's because people don't have your back the way you were hoping. That people are kind of being hard on you in certain ways. Not appreciating everything you do. So Capricorn, in the month of March, moving into this beautiful place of lightness, lighter emotions, lighter feelings, lighter energy hanging on you. It's almost as if, like, you know, when you work out with something heavy and then you take it off and now you feel like super light. That's what I'm feeling here. So it's also not like a stagnant energy. This is like Capricorn's going to be making some moves in the next few months. Some big life moves, some changes, some tangible life changes. I feel Capricorn starting over in a new way. Let's see what's going on here. Let's look at the past here, Capricorn. The Seeker, the King of Swords, and the King of Cups. All right, Capricorn. So here's where that heavy energy is. This King of Swords and this King of Cups. There might be a male figure in your life who is maybe giving you a hard time, whether that's a boss, whether that's a lover, whether that's a significant other, father. And it's kind of put you in your feelings. Capricorn, here with the Seeker, it's like you were trying to figure out what comes next for you. You were looking for meaning, you're looking for purpose in your life. looking for that purpose maybe in love. Right? And here, Capricorn, this King of Swords energy feels kind of harsh. And when that King of Swords energy was a little harsh, this King of Cups gets in his feelings. Maybe drinking too much, maybe escapism. Capricorn, but I feel like coming into March, having been in your feelings for a little while, but kind of keeping it to yourself. Right? Not letting other people see that you were feeling, like on the surface, appearing emotionally stable. But inside, it feels like struggling with something. Whether this person hurt you on purpose, whether this person was mean to you on purpose, or it's just something happened that hurt your feelings, made you feel unloved, made you feel supported, unsupported. We're finding emotional balance here in March. We're finding how to cope with these things. It feels to me here, Capricorn, like emotions may have been a little overwhelming. And like I said, bottling it up, keeping it to yourself. Even if you're talking to people or yelling at them or whatever it is that you're expressing, it doesn't feel like it was expressing your heart. It doesn't feel like it was expressing like at the root of what you're saying, at the root of your anger, at the root of your frustrations, what's going on for you. So let's see what we got going on forward in the month of March. Capricorn, I feel like what we're moving towards is a place of self-expression. We'll see what the cards say. But I feel like what we're moving towards is a place of knowing what you deserve and kind of like giving it to yourself, kind of demanding it, right? Turning point, Capricorn, the Seven of Swords. So this makes me feel like somebody played you in some way. Maybe didn't keep a promise that they said they were going to. Maybe offered you a raise and then you're not getting it, right? In some way, Capricorn, it feels like the reason that for this release stems from the fact that you've realized that like something that you've been putting your energy into, a person, a job, a situation, a home, a relationship, a friendship, like they weren't on your side. And this is the energy I was picking up from the beginning, Capricorn, of feeling unsupported, of having some wake-up calls where you're like, this person isn't holding me down the way I thought they were. The situation isn't going to pay off the way I thought it would. Someone might have been deceiving you. Someone might have been making you feel like something was going to turn out a certain way. And now you're realizing that it's not. And it's kind of it has been putting you in maybe a little bit of a heavy place. But with the Fool here, we see that and the Ten of Cups, we're moving away from that. We're moving towards a place of satisfaction, of fulfillment, of love, of friendship, companionship. All right, let's go and see what we got in the future. We have the Star, beautiful. Four of Swords, beautiful. Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck, Temperance. So guys, you see, what's been going on under the surface is that you've been healing some old wounds. You've been healing some traumas. You've been healing, I feel like maybe people said mean things to you or rejected you or just didn't make you feel loved. And you've been in a place where you've been processing all that. And you've been kind of facing your demons. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Maybe facing your demons a bit here, Capricorn. But here going into our future, we have the Star, Four of Swords and Ten of Swords. So tough endings here, right? But with the Star, this is what I was saying, there's an alignment with purpose. There's an alignment, there's a vulnerability here, Capricorn. I feel like the events of the past few months have forced you into a place where if you're not outwardly vulnerable with others, then you are getting vulnerable with yourself in the sense that you are tapping into what is going on in your emotional reality deep down inside. And getting in touch with that has been making you realize that things are not working out the way that you wanted to. Right? This is recovery from pain. This is recovery from hurt. This is recovery from disappointment. This is deciding to move on. Right? So we have two tens here, endings here. I think you guys are moving on from something in a big way. It could just be internally something that was weighing on you, right? Because with the Four of Swords here, what we find is a little mental peace, a little inner balance, right? A little inner quiet. To understand where you are, to understand what you're going through. And I think by the end of the month, Capricorn, you're going to be feeling lighter. There's going to be baggage that you maybe didn't even know was baggage until you created some space from it. The story that I'm seeing here, Capricorn, is like someone who kind of had it going on. They knew what they were doing. Everything felt good. Everything was stable. They were moving in a clear direction. But what I feel here is maybe like the internal, deep down emotional reality wasn't being tended to. There might have been needs that you weren't expressing, hurt that you weren't expressing, that you were keeping to yourself. Which is why it led us to this place of heaviness and to a point where we realize, like, shit, we've been duped. We've been played. We played ourselves more than anything. And now here, Capricorn, is a story of recovery. Of getting clarity. Getting clarity of what your heart is about now. Getting clarity about what your dreams are, what you wish for yourself. There's peace of mind. And some of it feels like it came from a place of being pushed a little too far. But there's like a survival mode, like, I'm not gonna let this affect me. There's a survival mode where it's like, if I don't get what I need, I'm out. If I don't get what I need, I'm not gonna be continuing to give to you. Because this is what I want, and this is what I'm getting. I want this joy, I want this pleasure, I want this emotional satisfaction, but what I'm getting is swords in the back. Betrayal, hurt. Even if it's a kind of gentle betrayal, like maybe somebody forgetting something that was important to you, right? Or not having your back in a way you expected. Let's see what our outcome card is here, Capricorn. Five of Swords. Guys, be careful with conflict. This card came up for another reading, and I felt like these people were like defending themselves properly. But in this reading, Capricorn, I feel like you have to be careful about your mouth getting you in trouble, of doing things that are too harsh. This is almost like, figure out what the line is between like standing up for yourself, Capricorn, and just being mean, right? What do you have to express in a healthy way, and what do you have to express in a way that's going to cut somebody? That's going to make a situation worse. That's going to maybe turn you out to look like a bully or something. Right? There's a lot of swords here, Capricorn. So conflict. Unease. Like you guys are strong and you've been handling it. But it's like you've had all these thorns in your side for a long time. And with this Ten of Swords coming out at the end of the reading, it feels like you're pulling those out. And it's going to hurt. And you might burn some bridges, Capricorn, right? But just make sure that anything you say is not criticism, that it's constructive. Ask yourself what you want to get out of conversations that you have with people who are important to you, what the emotional root of it all is. Be very careful about lashing out this month, Capricorn. Even if people deserve it, I feel like there's a sense here of you're going to come out looking like not so good. Right? Maintain your dignity as you defend yourself. Maintain, some grace as you stand up for yourself. You don't have to burn the whole thing down, Capricorn, to get what you want. Let your emotions speak to you this month and give yourself emotionally what you need. If that's distance, if that's breaking something off, if that's separation from this toxic shit, then do it. Alright, Capricorn, but overall everything was looking really bright here, and we're looking going into April stronger, more self-assured, more protective of your insides and what's important to you emotionally. Alright, guys, I love you. Have a great month. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful Geminis. So happy to be here with you guys today. Hope everyone is doing well, hanging in there considering the craziness of life. Alright, Gemini, I'm super excited to see what we have in store for us for March. So let's go ahead and jump right on into it. Gemini, central situation for March is the Fool. Really beautiful energy here, guys. This is starting over fresh. This is changing, transforming everything about us. You might be looking at yourself, Gemini, at the end of March, Almost feeling like in 1 month's time, your life has completely changed from where it started. The Fool here, Gemini too, it feels like a letting go of what's been heavy. It feels like a lighter energy here, Gemini. It feels like a sort of fuck it. And not as in disregarding things, not as in like letting things not be cared for, but the opposite of caring for what's important. This to me, Gemini, is prioritizing. This to me is coming out of some low rent energy. If you've been feeling for a while, Gemini, like you've been stuck, like you've had a dark cloud over your head, like things haven't been moving, like you've been trying to change but haven't been able to, March, Gemini, sees those things become tangible. People around you are going to notice a difference. You are going to notice a difference when you look in the mirror. It's just, the word I want to keep using here, Gemini, is a release. A release of old ways. A release of old ways of thinking, old ways of being, habits, behaviors. There's been like an elucidating moment here, I think, Gemini. A lit up moment of consciousness where you realize that not only do things need to change, but now you're actually taking the steps. In our ideals, Gemini is the Lovers. So now part of this newness can be influenced by love. Whether it's by your partner pushing you in the right way if you're with somebody, whether it's your desire to have love and be loved, or just to pick the right partner. To come into communion, Gemini, with not only another person in love, but there's an energy here of like a push and pull of the energies of like your fresh start and your motivation to be better, to be different, to be more than you have been. And what that means for you in terms of your relationships. What that means for you in terms of how the people around you are feeling about you and about themselves. Gemini, this is a very focused energy. This is a leveling up energy. This is our card in our ideals. Coming into a place where we feel more like ourselves than we have in a long time. Where we may have been acting like someone who we didn't recognize. This to me, Gemini, feels like a wake-up call. This fire, right? It's like a moment of consciousness. A wake-up call to do better, to be more, to be better. Either motivated by a partner you have or motivated by the desire to be in a partnership. I kind of want to stick with the literal translation of the Lovers here. I'm feeling Gemini very motivated by love. But again, it comes back to the personal part of you, right? This isn't just how do I treat somebody differently, how do I show up differently? It's how am I showing up differently? Who am I now? And there's like this void here, Gemini, but it's exciting to me because it feels like it's all kinetic and it's all in process. Let's take a look at your recent past. We have the Knight of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Hierophant. So Gemini, Knight of Wands is a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of desire to do. But what I'm looking at here, especially with this combination of the Knight of Wands and the Four of Cups, is like frustrated energy. It's like you wanted to get things done, but your emotional state, I think, Gemini, was holding you back, holding you down, making it difficult. Making it difficult for you to, it's like you have this vision. You know what you have to do. You know where you want to be. You know who you want to be with. You know who you want to be. But there's been this period of depression, of feeling stuck, of feeling out of it. Of just feeling checked out, feeling what's the point, you know, a little purposeless, a little directionless. Definitely a lot of overwhelming feelings of sadness. So when I look at this Fool and I say letting go, it's letting go of that heaviness, making a conscious choice to not be stuck here anymore. Now, that doesn't mean you're not going to still feel this energy, right, Gemini? But the point is that you're not letting it hold you back. You see the way it's even like he's here, but he's moving away from it? It's not going to disappear. These moods are not going to just go away, Gemini. We're moody people. But it's learning how to act in the face of that. Learning control with the Hierophant. Learning discipline. I think also here, Gemini, there was a sort of perspective I feel when I look at this card of I'm not I'm not on my right path. I'm not doing the right things for myself. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And it's not discouraging, it's control. I keep wanting to say that when I look at this card, there's such a sense of control. There's such a sense of I'm going to control my mind. I'm going to control my emotions. Right? I'm not going to become overwhelmed by these situations, by these people, by these circumstances is what I want to say, Gemini. Your circumstances have been overwhelming you. And the Hierophant is about forward movement. It's about progress. It's about growth. It's about going up the ladder. So Gemini, as this being our most recent past, you might be in a place right now. Let's see what comes up here. But with these two cards already, I can see we're in a place right now, Gemini, of stepping up. How do I make more money? How do I feel mentally and emotionally better? I've been making those moves, Gemini. You've been getting grounded. You've been seeing things clearly is what I want to say here. There's an energy of getting it together, but in the most, not in a harsh way. I just did Libra reading and they needed a little tough love. Gemini, this is like inspirational. This is like eye on the clouds. This is Gemini coming into our best selves, right? Inspired, free, controlled, lucid, right? Having your head on your shoulders more securely now, Gemini, than maybe you've had in a long time. Our turning point, Gemini, the Temperance, beautiful. So what has this been doing for us? We've been healing. Our turning point was, first of all, a commitment to not be dragged down by low rent vibes, by low rent people, by low rent situations. But what this is also, Gemini, is not to be held down by a circumstance. There's almost a feeling of seeing the big picture is what like with all of these cards, it's like a feeling of seeing the bigger picture. Pulling away from the momentary emotions of the moment and knowing now what you have to do. Gemini, there's been a tremendous amount of healing. You might have been digging into past traumas. You might have been replaying obsessive thoughts. There's also a creative spark here, Gemini. There's a sense of self-expression. There's a sense of, I almost feel like clearing the air. Whether that's having conversations with people, whether that's journaling, whether that's expressing yourself artistically. Gemini, like it's been like, it feels like a lot of, like when you squeeze the pus out of a pimple, you know, all that gunk coming out. And Gemini, we haven't just, some of us might have hit rock bottom in the last few months, but at least emotionally and mentally, maybe even financially and materially. But this is like an indomitable spirit, Gemini. This is almost like that same sense of, like, look how beautiful this middle row is. All major arcana, all very hopeful, aspirational. All very bright. Looking to the future with optimism. Gemini might feel lately like, even though things have been hard, that there's almost a light at the end of the tunnel with this card, right? I mean, literally in the card, you can see here, in the distance, you have that little sunlight, that sun coming over the horizon. Gemini, it's like a light at the end of the tunnel moment. It's because you've been dealing with it. And that's what I want to say too, Gemini. You've been sitting in your emotions, and though it's made you ugly at times, though it's made you overly emotional at times, though it's made you angry at times, maybe take things out on people who didn't deserve it, there's a presiding sense of calm that's coming over you, Gemini. There's a presiding sense of peace. If you've been wanting peace for a while, Gemini, peace in your heart, peace in your mind, March, things start to fall into place that allow you that freedom of your spirit, that freedom of your heart. Now going into the future, Gemini, you see Gemini. Whew. Gemini, holy. Look at this. Look how beautiful. Going to the future, we have the Four of Wands. I almost want to cry because I'm a Gemini and it's like, oh my God, thank you. Yes, please. The Four of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Six of Pentacles. Gemini, when I talk about optimism, when I talk about a light at the end of the tunnel. Like, are you kidding me? A light at the end of the tunnel. Happiness and love, happiness in your home situation, whether you're with somebody or not. There's peace in the home front. There's comfort. There's security. There's like knowing you're loved is what I feel like when I look at this card, Gemini. Knowing that you're secure fundamentally, even if things right now like are up in the air with money or whatever, it's like feeling a peace. Wheel of Fortune, I mean, guys, speaks for itself. You're in the process of changing. Now, Gemini, I actually feel when I look at this card that you're going to have some lucky breaks in March going into April. I did another reading, I think it was Libra again, right? Where they were moving slowly. It was like turning a crank and trying to get momentum. Gemini, momentum is coming your way. Do you see how we go from this place of melancholy, of ennui, of sadness, of what do I do, where do I go, who am I even? And now we transition into this place of openness, of acceptance, where now we receive the blessings of the world. And Gemini, by the end of March, first of all, your material circumstances are going to look better than they do now. So have faith that whatever's happening with you financially is going to improve. Whether that's you need to pay off debts, whether you need to make more money. This is stability. This is balance. I see some material balance coming to you guys. I see some material payoffs, some financial payoffs. But also love. How can we ignore this? Love. This is beautiful reciprocal energy in your relationships. This is love that you get back. This is mutual support. For those of you who are in relationships, things are going to pick up in a way where you're going to feel more alive with your partner, where there's going to be more of a movement of energy between you guys. It feels fresher. It feels alive. It feels stable. Right? For those of you who are not in relationships or not looking for relationships, this is material success, financial success. This is doing like what you're supposed to be doing in your life. This feels like being on your path, Gemini. That's what I feel like is the whole overall sense of this reading here, is Gemini getting onto their path. Gemini, bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. As inspiration, hope, faith, and Gemini, faith. This is going to pay off for you. If you've been hunkering down and doing the work internally, now that starts to show externally. Your material circumstances start to improve. Your relationships flourish. Your heart flourishes. This is feeling good with your family, feeling good with your friends, feeling good with your significant other. Gemini, and the Wheel of Fortune is like, if there's one thing I can take away from this reading, I'd say it's these two cards. Or the one thing I want to leave you with feeling is this one, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm telling you, it's going to be almost lucky. Almost like serendipitous, something happening good for you that's going to change things around. It's going to lift you up. It's as if this 4 of Cups is Gemini down in this low place, and this Wheel of Fortune is bringing you back up to the top of this place of love, support, balance, having everything you need. Outcome, Gemini, 3 of Cups. What a fabulous way to end this reading. So some fun, some socializing, some more than how it involves other people, Gemini. I feel like this is a brightness coming back to your spirit. Gemini, this is a sense of play in life. Being able to laugh about things that were hard. You know? There's a lightness here. It's not a coincidence that, like, in the card of freedom and spiritual adventure, right on top of we have 3 of Cups, bringing us to a place of just pleasure. Gemini, pleasure. This reading is the best reading I've done so far for the month. But Gemini, it's not because of how I'm interpreting it. It's because the cards are showing me what you've been doing. And the work you've been doing is going to pay off. Stay the course, Gemini. Do the hard thing right now. Go deep. Cry if you need to. Get angry if you need to. Let it out. not on other people, but let it out if you need to. Because man, if you can make space for what's coming your month by the end of March, going into April, Gemini, everything's going to feel different. You're going to feel different. Your life is going to look different. Your relationships are going to look different. It's beautiful reading. Guys, I love you so much. Have the best month ever. You take care. Hello, my beautiful Libra people. I hope you're all doing well. Happy to be with you here today. Hanging in there as best as you can. Let's go ahead and take a quick look and see what we got going on for you guys this month. Okay. All right, Libra. Central situation, we have the King of Swords. So Libra, what this tells me, I'm feeling a couple of things here with this card. First of all, the first thing that comes to mind, Libra, is a sense of anger, frustration. The King of Swords is a king who is very smart, intelligent, knows how to channel his intellect and his will effectively. But the worst part of the King of Swords is he can be a tyrant, he can be angry. And right now you see that way that angry bear head is on his head? That's what I'm feeling is like Libra energy inside. Some frustration, guys. Some built up desire to, I almost feel like Libra, there's a desire to lash out. I don't know if you've been feeling a little aggressive lately. The mind may be going a little wild with the swords representing the mind. But it feels to me here, Libra, like the message for you from March is going to be, how do we get our head on straight? How do we use these gifts of intelligence that you have to get yourself out what it feels like of this place that you're in, Libra, which feels like a sunken pit. The best way I could describe it. It feels like a little bit stuck in place. It feels almost like somebody who's like in a dark hole and is just lashing out all around you because you don't know how to get out. This is that energy of, you know, your mind gone a little astray. Maybe there's some paranoia, right? Maybe there's dwelling on the past. Maybe there's replaying hurts, right? And Libra, I mean, look, in your ideals, what is it that you want here, Libra? Just happiness. More than happiness, this is like peace in your heart. This is comfort in your heart. This is a feeling of security deep down inside of you. Right? Celebration, enjoying, all that stuff, yes. But Libra, when I look at this card, I feel like a desire to just be loved unconditionally. To just have things be okay. To more like, forget about other people, Libra, loving you. It feels like your heart is all over the place. It's not surprised that, like, if your mind is in a place of scatteredness and chaos at times, that there's a need for emotional stability, emotional fulfillment, emotional grounding. Libra, it feels like it's been a long the feeling I get looking at this is like it's been a long time since you felt a way that you can describe as happy. You might be putting on a good face, you might be getting through your life, but like where you can just sit in yourself and say everything feels good, not looks good, not what you have to think about, but that it feels good. This is what we're aspiring to, Libra. All right, in our recent past, we have the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Magician. All right, guys, so first of all, we have two queens here, which indicate to me something involving mothers, sisters, female friends, female lovers, right? But Libra, there's a big emphasis here on other people. There's a big, even with this Ten of Cups, there's a big emphasis on your social element of your life. Libra, Queen of Wands, makes me feel here like you had a period where you were feeling pretty good. It felt like, you know, things weren't perfect, but like you had it all under control. You were feeling yourself, feeling the direction of your life, right? Feeling comfortable, feeling at peace, feeling like kind of things were going to be okay, right? And now what's happening, Libra, is not that things are not okay, but this magician has sort of woken you up to what needs to change, to what needs to be created, to what needs your like deliberate willpower, what needs your attention in your life. Libra, what I feel with this magician card here is that there's a lot in your life that needs attention. There's a lot in your life that you have to start building from the ground up. A lot that you have to come to terms with is what I feel here, right, Libra? I don't know why, but when I'm looking at this queen, especially this Queen of Pentacles, it feels like a sense of loss, maybe. A loss of security that could be financial with the Pentacles, right? But a fundamental, like that's what I'm feeling here with these two cards. It's like you might have been embodying this energy, Libra. You might have been embodying this creative, powerful sexual energy of the Queen of Wands and this loving yourself, taking care of yourself, doing the right thing, feeling good. But what I feel like when I'm looking at these cards all together, Libra, is that there's a loss of that. There's a loss of, and that might be shaking you to the core about who you are, right? This confident self that you had. This put together self, relatively, right? Relatively put together. Person who was kind of knew what you wanted, knew what you were about. And it feels to me here like moving into this place of the magician and with the King of Swords here is almost like there was this shakeup. This wake-up call, this realization that things were not as good as you thought they were. Things were not on the path that you thought they were. And that's a harsh realization here, Libra, but here in our most recent past with the magician, it's a call to action. It's a call to say, okay, shake off the ennui, shake off the sadness, shake off the, this is how my life was supposed to be and it's not, right? That's what I'm feeling when I'm looking at this card here. Let's see if I can get to focus, right? This, I deserve everything beautiful, very Libra, right? I deserve the most beautiful, perfect things in the world. I deserve love, I deserve riches, I deserve a beautiful home. And then the world, Libra, has not been agreeing with that because the world is showing you that in ways, Libra, I don't want to come across rude or if like, but it almost feels like you haven't been doing the work. Like there's a put your head down, get things done energy here. Like Libra, I don't want to insult anybody, but it almost feels like, I don't want to say you haven't been working hard enough, but it's like the energy you've been putting out either hasn't been enough or it hasn't been going to the right places. The energy you have might have been getting caught up in social affairs. The energy that you have might have been getting caught up in love, right? Look at the way that the King of Swords is pointing right at her, right? Is your focus still on love, Libra, when you know you got all this other shit to take care of? It's not, I'm almost getting into a tough love place here, Libra. I don't want to bring that energy because you guys are doing great and you're doing the best you can. But ask yourself, Libra, is there something more you could be doing? Or if not more, say, how can I be spending my energy more efficiently? The magician is telling me like almost to look at the energy you have to spend in a certain day as currency. Where are you spending that currency? What is your energy going to? This is all related to the frustrations that you're feeling, Libra. It's like I saw a meme the other day that said like, I'm productive because I'm sad and sad because I'm unproductive. Like it's a vicious loop of not feeling good and then not being able to take care of things. Our turning point here, Libra, is the Six of Cups. So there's a lot of good feels here, Libra. Besides everything else, besides all these people cards, we have two cards that are just really cards of warmth. But the funny thing is here, Libra, they're not cards that are in the position of what's happening to you now, where things are going. It's about a wake-up call and about your ideals. Libra, you might have been dealing with some generational trauma, right? You might have been healing things from the past, childhood wounds. Six of Cups is generally a card of, the warmth of home, the warmth of where you came from. Now, Libra, you could be feeling supportive on your immediate circle, right? immediate friends or family that are taking care of you, right? But and I think Libra here, you need to be taken care of a little bit, right? That's what I'm feeling here with this card, is like indulging in the desire and the need for like warmth. Wherever there's warmth in your life, Libra, lean into it, embrace it. This is like building up your energy for what's to come. Now let's see what's to come, Libra. We have the World, Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Cups. Okay, Libra, so on the bottom of the deck we have the Nine of Cups, more Cups energy. So Libra, overwhelming emotions. Libra, when I'm just looking at the spread overall, now that everything's on the table, it feels like too much. I feel like there's almost too many connections here. And you see here on the other side, the Seven of Swords. This is what I was saying with the Magician. How are you deceiving yourself into thinking that you're either doing enough or that you're actually doing the right thing for yourself? There's a sense with the Seven of Cups as well, Libra. There's escapism. There's distraction. Distraction is everywhere, Libra. Whatever's been rolling over in your mind over and over again feels like a distraction. I saw this great video the other day that said, you know, if you weren't having these anxious thoughts, just ask yourself, next time you're in a loop of anxiety, ask yourself, if I wasn't thinking about this, what would I be thinking of? And the reason I'm saying that here, Libra, is because it feels like your mind is elsewhere. You might have been giving into indulgences and vices. You might have been, you know, there's a difference between like here wishful thinking, the Nine of Cups here that we see here, which is positive, right? Having something to aspire to. But here it's almost like delusional thinking. It's wishful thinking that you almost kind of know isn't going to turn out the way you want it to, is what I want to say. So Libra, ask yourself right now, where are you not being honest with yourself? Where do you kind of like see the truth and are maybe looking the other way a little bit? Here with the World, Libra, something is closed. Something is ending. A chapter is ending. I think this is what I was saying, Libra, where like there's almost a sense of loss, whether it was a job, a friendship, a relationship. With this here, it almost feels like this sense of like nice warm feelings being crushed. Like a Saturn returns level wake-up call, right? Now the World is saying, Libra, first of all, what are you attached to that you need to let go of? Mentally, but also emotionally. There's so much, Libra, I can't get over this feeling of how much, it's like, you ever hear of like cord cutting? It's like you have all these cords, energetic cords that are attached to either people or your past, right? But these are things, Libra, that I feel like you can't do anything about because what's done is done. And I think, Libra, maybe one of this part of this delusion that you might be, that I'm alluding to here, might be the fact that you're not letting yourself acknowledge that something that is done is done. That past relationship, Libra, I'm sorry, it's over. That person is not going to call you back again. That person is, I'm not going to be one of these tarot readers on YouTube who says like your ex is thinking about you all day nonstop. You know, even if they are, Libra, it's toxic. It's not going to become what you think it's going to become, what you're hoping it's going to become. The World here is asking you, Libra, to close it. To close it. If you, like what I'm saying here about energetic connections, Libra, if you could think about one or two energetic connections that are just sucking the life out of you, close those doors. Tell yourself, whatever it is, that it's over. You can't build from a false foundation. This is the Magician saying, you got stuff to take care of. And your mind has been loosey-goosey, Libra, with things that you probably at the end of the day realize don't matter or not as big of a deal as you thought they were. Things that you might be exaggerating and turning into monsters where there are none. If there are monsters here, Libra, it's like in your past, right? It's not a demon that you're dealing with now that is like living in your life. It's some stuff that should have been left behind you. Libra outcome, beautiful. Your outcome for the month of March, Libra, is the Empress. that exalted Venus and Pisces energy that we're getting in the month of March. So Libra, coming to the end of the month, determined is what I see when I look at this card. Determined because you know who you are, you know what you deserve. But honestly, Libra, it's been kind of like lucky so far, I feel like. You know, like you've gotten things almost relatively easily. There's an energy here, Libra, of having to hustle a little bit more. This Empress is not saying, she's not handed things. She's almost like looking at these queens and like, move bitches, I got this. Get out of the way. The Empress is here to handle things. Mom's taking over. Right? Mom's got this. So it's not an immediate change, but it is a place, Libra, where you're acting from a place of power. You're acting from a place of self-love. You're acting from a place of closure, Libra. I just can't say this enough. What needs closure this month? What are you fooling yourself about? Because we're talking about the future here, right? So you're fooling yourself about a potential future, I think, Libra. I'm not trying to be Mr. Tough Love guy, but that's what I feel here. Ask yourself how you're fooling yourself. Only focus on, Libra, what is right in front of your face, what is material. Right? We come from this place of wild mental thoughts and emotions to this place of, all right, I'm in control. Control, control, control. But only, Libra, when you release these ugly connections. Again, not only just to a particular person, but it could be to a dream you had, a fantasy, right? That you're just like, this is not playing out. All right, Libra, but overall, I love that we ended here in a place of power. In a place of taking care of yourself better than you ever have. Being like a mother to yourself. Self-care, Libra, self-care. It sounds so corny and cliche, but self-care for you is the name of the game this month. That's where you go into April. Feeling like strong, feeling solid, feeling like I'm going to take care of me. Libra, I love you so much. Have a fabulous month. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hello, my Aquarius loves. Hope you're all doing well and hanging in there. Happy to be here with you guys. Let's go ahead and jump right into your reading and see what we got going on for you guys for the sign of Aquarius, Sun and Rising, for the month of March 2021. Can you believe it's 2021? All right, Aquarius, center of the reading, we have the Ten of Wands. Shouldering a lot of difficulty here, guys. But you know what I feel like here with the Ten of Wands looking at this is that it's the right kind of, let's say two things here, Aquarius, right? On the one hand, I want to say this is the right kind of energy that you guys are taking on. This Ten of Wands energy giving you momentum, giving you kind of strength to carry things, right? To bear burdens, to sort of, to step up in a way. And take care of the things that need to be taken care of. It looks to me, Aquarius, here like all of these things are like things that have been sitting idle, right? Things that have been on a to-do list, things that you've been procrastinating on for a very long time. And Aquarius, so now there's this burden here of having to take on all of these things, and it's sort of a healthy thing to take on to address these anxieties, to address these insecurities, to address this to-do list that should have been taken care of a long time ago, right? But on the other hand, Aquarius, it feels like there's still a lot of anxiety here, right? So it's like if all of these wands are things that are causing you anxiety, you're tackling them, but the anxiety is like still circling. It's still there. So this is a month, I think, Aquarius, where on the one hand, you're taking care of the things you need to be taken care of and making a decision to face things and take care of things that have maybe been on the back burner for a while. But it does come with a little bit of an air of anxiety. It comes with a little bit of air of stress and pressure. Maybe second guessing yourself, am I doing the right things, right? All right, in your ideals, Aquarius, we have the waxing moon. This means that we're in a time of growth. We're in a time of fulfilling ourselves, Aquarius. When this waxing moon shows up in your ideals, you're becoming your best self. So Aquarius, what I see here is a lot of personal growth has been happening, right? I think that's maybe why some of these things have been illuminated for you, because you've grown, you've changed, you've matured. In a way, Aquarius, it feels like coming into yourself where you are now. So that may mean that, you're coming into a realization that, you're not the person you were when you were younger. You don't have the same desires, the same wants. You're kind of reckoning, Aquarius, with a new way of being, but in a sort of like an adult way, I want to say, in a way that you're realizing that there's some things you have to take on for yourself to become the person you want to be. Your identity is changing. Your sense of self is changing. And with that, your desires, right? Your dreams, your goals. It almost feels like a little bit of a wake-up call, Aquarius. I don't know if some of these goals are actually maybe causing you anxiety, right? You realize, oh shit, I really want this thing, and now you're like, this is all the stuff I have to do to get it. So you see how I was saying, Aquarius, this push and pull of these energies of like tackling things, but then it's like, I have to take this on. I have to take care of things. I've been too idle for too long. I've been now I realize that I have this goal for myself in the next 6 months, and I gotta hustle to make it real. You know what I mean? I woke up and I realized that I'm older, I'm different, I'm evolved, and now how does my life now follow suit with what I've been developing for myself personally? All right, Aquarius, let's look at your past. We have the Seven of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and in the most recent past, the Page of Swords. All right, so in our most recent past, Aquarius, the Seven of Wands, this is that frustration moment I was talking about. This is the energy of wanting to get things done. Being sort of, I think, Aquarius, you got to a place of being fed up. I don't know if people around you were frustrating you, maybe even if they weren't causing problems for you, just sort of projecting needs and desires onto you, like, oh, when are you going to have kids, that kind of thing, right? When are you guys going to move in together? When are you going to get married? It feels like those kind of external stresses here have been present. But Aquarius, what I see here is a determination, right? Which is where we got to this point, right? This determination to be resilient, to take care of what has to be taken care of, to say, you know what, I can handle everything I need to handle. There may have been, it almost feels, Aquarius, like a pent up feeling of willpower and energy. So it may be that for a while nothing was happening, and all of a sudden you're like, fuck this, and you're ready to go, ready to make things happen, right? As we see in our recent past here with the Page of Swords. Queen of Pentacles here, Aquarius, this is the personal growth I've been talking about here. This is the self-care. This is the transformation of yourself from the inside out. Reckoning with your heart space, I want to feel like. So what does that mean? What do you want in love? What do you want in relationships? What do you want in your family connections? But more of anything, Aquarius, this is a place of self-worth, where maybe some of these things that you told yourself that you couldn't have or that you weren't ready to have were because you were working on your self-worth. Some of you might have been feeling great about yourself, might have been, doing everything well in life. But then there's this, when you're moving on to the next level, realizing, oh, I have all this baggage. Oh, I have all this trauma. I haven't healed from these wounds that I thought I did. I thought I was more secure. I thought I had worked on my self-worth. But now that I'm moving to the next stage in life, I realize, holy shit, there's a lot of work still to get done. But this is good, Aquarius, because this is like the foundation. You have a strong foundation from the inside that's now going to enable you to take action on the outside, right? The Page of Swords here, action. Taking those first steps. So Aquarius, there might be in the recent past, first steps, whether it's even just Googling something for more information, reaching out to somebody about something. The Page of Swords here indicates to me like you're ready to take these on. Look at the way he's holding that sword with such determination. All right, let's see if I can get focused. Such determination, so much like chutzpah, so much like willingness to go and do and get things done. But it's just the beginning, Aquarius. You have to remember that, right? We're just starting to branch out. So with this Page of Swords, there's a warning here to not get carried away with the idea that everything is going to change quickly. This is somebody who wakes up and says, I need to make all these changes. Let's get shit done now. And then burns himself out like really quickly. So be very careful, Aquarius, of burnout. Be very careful about being overly ambitious right now. The world is still in a crazy state and it weighs on us. We can be productive without like breaking our backs and taking too much on. Okay, Let's see what we have here in our turning point. Aquarius, here in our turning point, our full moon. So here we have in our ideals the waxing moon, and our turning point the full moon. You've reached a point, Aquarius. You've reached a point where you see yourself. You see yourself in all your brilliance. And it's like you want to show that now, right? You want to show that to the world. You want the outside to reflect what's been changed inside. Even if you started off coming into March, Aquarius, in a generally good place, right? These are generally good places to come from. It's as if like you want more now. It's like, this is what I feel when looking at this full moon is a insatiable appetite. More, bigger, better. I've grown, I've done a lot, but now I want more. Now I could do even better. So Aquarius, this is coming from a beautiful place of self-worth and self-determination. This digging that you've been doing, again, even if it doesn't feel like it on the outside yet, you've been transforming yourself. And this full moon verifies that in your turning point, that you're coming into a place now of completion. Of, like I said before, it's almost like you beat a boss and now you have to go to the next stage, right? You've reached a level. And now you've realized that, and now you're like, okay, what next, right? What have I been putting on the back burner that I need to deal with? Going to the future, Aquarius, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, and the dark moon. All right, so first of all, guys, a lot of lunar energy in this. The moon represents change. The moon represents change of our, it can be our emotions, but in astrology, it represents the body. It's everything that is changeable. So Aquarius, in the next few months going to March, you're going to start to see change. You're going to start to see like your life taking on movement, right? First here with the 10 of Swords in your near future, ego death. 10 of Swords is an ego death. 10 of Swords is like saying, okay, you know what? I am where I am. Even if I feel behind, even if I feel like I should be farther, this 10 of Swords here is accepting. That's what I want to say with this card, is acceptance of where you are, of who you are, of the ways of maybe which you fucked up in the past, the ways in which maybe you've hurt people or people have hurt you, right? This 10 of Swords is a place of complete acceptance, of letting go of any past hurts, of letting go of who you used to be, letting go of the things that held you down, kept you small, right? Because look, we move right into a place of the 10 of Pentacles, into a place of security and warmth. Aquarius, also you might be letting go of some people or some attachments. You might have some friends, some significant others, some people around you who, you know, for the sake of protecting your energy, not for the sake of getting here, right, to this beautiful place of this 10 of Pentacles of security and warmth and stability. Now you realize like something has to come to an end. This could be a relationship, this could be a friendship, but it's an acceptance. It's an acceptance of you're not there anymore. Here's where we are, Aquarius, right? Right here in the middle, you see how this lines up right here, how there's this self-worth on one side, coming to a sense of loving yourself, loving your life. And on the other side here, Aquarius, now we have the manifestation of that, right? We have the manifestation of security, of all the good work you've been doing on the inside. This is happiness in material form. Aquarius, you're moving towards a place where I think like your business ventures are going to pick up, where your sense of security, whether that's like where you live or how much money you make, all that is about to change. You're going to see in the next month, Aquarius, the ripple effect of all this internal work that you've been doing, all this private work you've been doing. And yes, it's going to break your back a little bit, Aquarius, but it's almost like working out and you have that soreness. Right? And the soreness is almost like validation of the hard work you did. Validation of like the promise of big muscles or whatever it is you want, right? So Aquarius, going into March, we're going to see things start to change. And I keep saying like a ripple effect. I see like you're going to start to see the beginning, and then one thing changes, and then the next thing changes, and then the next thing changes. So you get to this place of the dark moon, Aquarius. What is this? A new start. A fresh beginning. Now you might need to recover a little bit. You might need to be a little to yourself, Aquarius, is what I feel here, right? This is good energy to not isolate, but sort of keep your energy close, right? Keeping your energy close. We need a lot of energy here. We need to be able to persevere. We need to be able to be resilient. The dark moon is a period of withdrawal. It's time that says, think about yourself only. Think about what you need only. Think about how far you've come, Aquarius. Think about how much has changed. Like, this is a great month, Aquarius, to count your blessings, to celebrate small successes, small victories. If you did something better than you did yesterday, celebrate that. If you made a step forward that you didn't make yesterday, celebrate that. This is about celebrating you and getting really deep into yourself and loving what you find there. Aquarius, your outcome card, 2 Pentacles, stability, balance. This is also, the 2s are very kinetic to me. It's energy that's put into motion. So you can even see here in this card, the way that you have this ivy that wraps around it and it goes around like in this endless loop. It's like this movement of life energy. So Aquarius, big financial stability coming to you in March. Movement in your career, movement in your finances, movement in the circumstances of your material world. Because of all this work you've been doing, bottom of the deck, Aquarius, Knight of Wands. So all of this, like I said, coming from a place of maybe built up frustration, probably some anger as well. But more than anything, Aquarius, feeling super fucking motivated. Feeling driven. Because when you care about yourself and you love yourself and you realize, I ain't got time for foolishness. I got my eye on my bag, on my family, on my health, on my money. So this like pent up energy, this anger, this frustration that you might have been feeling is all moving forward. This is a beautiful reading, Aquarius. I feel like if you've been stuck, if you've been frustrated, all of that, it feels like the first turning of a wheel, of a rusty wheel, right? Getting the mojo back, getting back into the flow of things. You know how the first few cranks you have to kind of push hard and then it starts to turn more smoothly? That's what I feel like is happening for you right now, Aquarius, is those first movements of the crank. And it might be frustrating, it might be difficult, it might be hard to get it moving again, right? You might need to let go of some, you know, dead weight. But in the end, Aquarius, I think this card perfectly embodies what I feel like is from this reading, coming from this reading, and that's a sense of self, a sense of wholeness in self, a sense of having a fresh foundation for you to start the rest of your life on. You're at the beginning of a new chapter, Aquarius. This is about shedding the past. This is about stepping into a new identity, like embracing where you are now. All right, guys. I love you so much. Have the best month ever. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my beautiful Cancers. Welcome to your reading. Happy to be here with you guys. Hope everyone is doing as well as can be. Cancer, let's just go ahead and jump into your reading and see what we got going on for you guys for the month of March. All right. Cancer. Center of the reading, central situation for the month of March, 8 of Swords. Guys, it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a month where, especially for your Cancer risings, we have Mars going into our 12th house. And that's what I think of when I look at here. A little bit of trouble in the mind, a little bit of conflict in the mind. The month of March, Cancer, might have you being a little isolated. But you know what? In a way, I feel like this is a good thing. I feel like this is isolation, not where you're trapping yourself, as we would normally like interpret this card as, but where you're like creating space for yourself, creating distance from things that are troubling you, that have been troubling your mind. Getting some space to be able to see things clearly. Even if what you see clearly is how you've been stuck in place or how you've been creating your own problems. There's an energy here with this card, Cancer, in the month of March of clarity, of space from whatever it is that's like haunting you. Now, it doesn't mean that like the things that are in your mind are going to disappear, but just that you get enough distance from them to get an idea of like how you feel, what needs to be done. This is actually kind of a good energy, Cancer, of wrapping yourself, it's like wrapping your energy around yourself, like a shell, right? Keeping your energy close, keeping your energy protected, protecting yourself. Cancer, I think that there's some things around you that, you know, outside of your head that are causing your thoughts to be a little wild. Take a space from those things in the month of March. You'll need space, you'll need to breathe, you'll need to meditate. All right, Cancer, in our deals, King of Wands. Cancer, this is beautiful. This is focus. This is determination. This is what I mean by this, guys. If March sees you being a little alone, if March sees you spending time on your own, needing space from the things that are troubling you, this is why. King of Wands, Cancer, means that we are focused. We're hustling. King of Wands energy in our ideals means that we want to get things done. This is not just something aspirational. This is the energy that we're embodying right now, Cancer. Focus, strength, learning to persist, resilience is what I feel when I look at this card. A sort of toughness. But like in Cancer, we have the emotional strength already. So this is like an outer toughness, not to protect a soft inner belly, but because the inner belly's actually gotten tougher. Not that we don't love as much as we always did, but there's a toughness here, there's a strength here. Cancer, I think what's been going on over the past few months, past year, is that you've been pushed into a place. You've been pushed into a place where you've sort of had to take charge of who you are. You've had to get in touch with your strengths. You've had to get in touch with your passions, with your creativity, with your sexuality, and sometimes even a little bit of anger. You know, this is what I was saying before. They say anger establishes boundaries. When you say, you're not going to do this to me, this is unacceptable, the way you treated me is not right, that creates boundaries. So Cancer, in the month of March, kind of lean into the places where anger is healthy for you. Where it says, I'm not going to see this person, I'm going to get out of this situation. There's a determined energy here, Cancer. So I feel very also much like this too shall pass, right? You're in this manifesting space, Cancer, where whatever's going on here, like if you just keep looking past it, keep doing what you're doing, keep your eyes focused on the prize. Don't let these things that are pricking you in the head get the best of you, because you have so much that you can step into right now. So much power, so much ability to really take control of your life in a way that you never have before, but in a way that's representative of who you are now and how far you've come. This is strength that has been building on the inside, Cancer, for a very long time. And now in the month of March, we're going to start to see that come out into the open. All right, let's look at our recent past. All right, Cancer. So we have the Dark Moon, the King of Swords, and the Seven of Pentacles. All right, Cancer, with this Dark Moon card in our more distant past, this kind of shows me that we're coming out of this place of darkness, Cancer, a place of being withdrawn, right? A place of not wanting to be seen, of having to, like I said before, pull your energy back to get strong again, to get healthy. Dark nights of the soul here, looking at the worst parts of yourself, the worst parts of even maybe the people around you, right? Having to have this real discerning eye about what works for you, Cancer, what works now, right? Who am I now? And we've been going through that, Cancer. We've been in this place of trying to figure out who we are now. And it's been hard. It's been hard, Cancer. It's been emotional. It's felt heavy. It's been dark. And that's what I see here with the King of Swords, Cancer. It's like we said, resilience here, but almost this mental resilience, this desire to not be victim to the uglier voices in your head, to channel any frustrations towards something positive. Because here, Cancer, we also see in the more recent past the Seven of Pentacles. This means that we're planting seeds for the future, Cancer. This is what I said before about no matter what's going on in your mind, whatever chaos you're feeling, whatever people are disappointing you, whatever distractions you have around you, if you can stay focused and move past that, put your emotions aside, Cancer, there are things to be planted. There are things that you know you have going on for yourself right now. The King of Swords tells me that this isn't just like in your head. You've had legitimate wins. You've had legitimate validations. You're not talking the talk, but you're walking the walk too, Cancer. You're putting yourself out there. And what's happening is that you are planting seeds. A lot of people interpret this card a lot of different ways, but in this moment, what I feel when I look at the Seven of Pentacles, Cancer, is that the wait is going to be worth it. That the work you have been doing is going to pay off. And I'm going to say, Cancer, materially too. If you guys have been stressing about finances, like most of us are, there's some moves that you're making right now, Cancer, that financially are going to pay off. Turning point, Judgment. Cancer, this is hearing the call. This is sort of what I was saying here with the King of Swords, of this moment of determination of, I'm going to do better. Cancer, you might have had a recent wake-up call. It might not have been easy. It might have been difficult. But this is a wake-up call, Cancer. Something happened to you that made you realize that you have to change some shit. Maybe it's just that things haven't changed for a long time, and that's what broke you, right? Or maybe it's the fact that, you know, there's actually somebody said something or did something, or you had a moment where you realize, like, I can't keep going on like this. You're being called to a higher purpose, Cancer. Listen to your voice that says that you can do better, that you can be better, that you have reasons to be optimistic, you have reasons to be hopeful, you have reasons to have faith. Like I said with the King of Swords, this isn't just la la land kind of stuff. This is like, you know what you have to offer. You've seen it at work. And now you've been having these experiences, Cancer, that say, I can't do this anymore. I'm ready for a new way of being. It's like, Cancer, if we started out here in the dark moon, where you're in these like crypts here, these tombs, now we're into March, we're coming out of those tombs. We're coming out of this place of darkness. We're coming out of this place of helplessness. We're coming out of this place of hopelessness, you know, feeling discouraged, feeling bitter, feeling cynical about the future. Cancer, now I think we have this realization that we have the power to change things. And we have to. We have to, Cancer. Whatever that happened for you, some kind of wake-up call, guys, shook you out of this. And let's see what this is leading to in the future here. Beautiful. See, I had a feeling this was going to be good. But Cancer, you see, we have the Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So first and foremost, what I said here, guys, about finances. If you're struggling with finances, if you've been struggling with money, March sees you more financially stable than you've been in a long time. Debts being paid off. I know if you're a Cancer rising, there's a lot of stuff going on in the 8th house of debts. So this is getting on firm financial footing. This is also feeling just good about yourself, Cancer. This Queen of Pentacles is self-assured. She loves herself. She gives love, but she loves herself first and foremost. Cancer, we might be coming into a place in March where self-love takes center stage. And that self-love is expressed through how you're taking care of your physical environment, how you're taking care of your finances, how you're taking care of your body. Do you need to make more money? Do you need to save more money? Do you need to pay off debts? Do you need to get healthier? Do you need to groom because maybe it's been a while? Right? This is self-care. This is self-care that comes from a place, though, of self-worth. Because, Cancer, you're going to see things paying off. You're not wrong if you're optimistic. You're not wrong if you feel like better days are ahead. Now getting back to this Hermit character, I almost said this Virgo character, fucking Virgos. It's a bit of isolation, guys. This is how the reading started, right? It's a time of spirituality, spiritual awakening, right? Right now we have the sun in our 9th house of spirituality. If you're a Cancer rising, this is like a spiritual awakening. This is like going from a dark night of the soul to now being your own light. And that's what I want to say about this card too. Obviously, there's the implications of being alone or being withdrawn, but Cancer, I think that this is all about you. You found how to be your own light in darkness. And March is going to try you for that, right? With that 12th house activity for Cancer risings. It's going to try you. It's going to push you. You're going to be put to the test. But Cancer, if you can remember to be your own light, other people around you are going to feel that warmth too. You have too much going on for you right now, Cancer. This is powerful. This is deeply, deeply powerful stuff. All of these cards, this is transformation. This is energy to take care of yourself and to take care of your life and to live life more fully. Cancer, this is coming out of a place of heaviness. This is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. This is optimism. You have reasons to be optimistic. Outcome? Talk about power, right? We have the Emperor as our outcome card. This whole reading, Cancer, has been about control. This whole reading has been about owning your power. Now, some of you guys might be dealing with this earth sign energy, particularly if it's a Virgo with this Knight of Pentacles and this Hermit. And this could be part of what's pushing you right now. Right? But at the end of the day, guys, focus on the money. That's what I see here. Money, positive money card, positive money card, positive money card, positive money card. There are moves being made. There are moves that have been being made, and now you're going to start to see it pay off. And what I like about this most, Cancer, forget about almost what's happening externally in your life. This is a beautiful place to be. And going into Aries season with the Emperor, let's see if I can get it to focus. This is a really powerful place to be, situated in who you are, situated in your strengths and what you have to offer, and not having to listen to anybody else. This is a place, Cancer, of, you don't need other people's opinions to make a decision anymore. You don't need other people's permission to make a decision. The work that you've been doing, Cancer, it shows, and it will show. Emperor is power in the material world. It's the king on the top of the hill. People are going to see you, Cancer. Going from this place of maybe being withdrawn and now going to wanting to be seen for what you have to offer. Whether that's in love, whether that's in jobs. This month, Cancer, March, is a month where we start to get what we deserve. We start to get what we've worked so hard for. We found our strength in our heart. We found our strength in our independence, in being able to take care of ourselves on the inside and out. And Cancer, March is going to be a month of transformation for the better. You're going to come out of it feeling stronger than ever, more stable than ever, more secure than ever, more aware of what you deserve than ever. All right? You guys have a beautiful month. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hello, my Scorpios. Welcome to your reading. Happy to be here with you guys. Hope you're doing well. All right, guys, let's go ahead and jump right in and see what we got going on for you guys for the month of March for the sign of Scorpio. Okay. All right, Scorpio, central situation for the month, 8 of Wands. This is feeling a little intense to me, guys. This is feeling like a lot of heated energy. This is feeling like a lot of, I want to say, mental confusion. Typically with this card, we see movement, we see communication, but in this moment right here, guys, what I'm feeling here is like your mind is a little scattered and all over the place. There's lots of frustrations, lots of thoughts that are intruding. Right? Almost a sense of this card, with this card, guys, of like not knowing what to think. Being maybe pulled in a lot of different directions. Wanting to communicate one thing one moment and then another thing the next. It feels a little out of balance when it comes to how you're directing your energy right now. It feels like your overall energy, Scorpio, is a little scattered. A little not sure what to do. Trying to maybe take on too many things, but also kind of getting nothing done in a way. Or at least not as much as you're putting energy into things. So in the month of March, Scorpio, be very careful with your energy. We need to stabilize your energy. We need to let it out in positive, constructive ways. You need to express yourself, even if it's not to other people. Like, this energy needs to get out of you. You need to write, you need to journal. Whatever it is that's going to get you grounded, whatever it is that's going to get this energy that's surrounding you like a whirlwind to just settle down a little bit. Scorpio, we need clarity this month. We need calm. We need stability internally. This feels like internal stability. In our ideal, Scorpio, we have the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, what this tells me, guys, is that you've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. Waiting for things to get better. I think this is actually not in a general way, but something specific. been waiting to hear from somebody, waiting to hear back about something, waiting to hear about a job, whatever it is, Scorpio. There's a sense of, I feel weary. You know, I feel like it's been a long time and you don't know when it's going to pay off. You don't know when the comfort and security that you've been working for is going to be felt. Feels like you've been putting a lot of energy into a lot of things and it just doesn't feel like you're getting the energy back. Or at least like it's not paying off yet. And there's a frustration here of like, not that it's just taking a while and you're being impatient, but it's like, is this going to work out? It feels like something that's very consequential for your life, Scorpio, that you've been waiting for. That you've been waiting to hear about. Which I think is kind of causing this anxiety. You know, you just want this thing to be over. You want this period to be done with. You want these crazy thoughts to be settled once and for all. In our past, Scorpio, we have the Five of Cups, the Hermit, and the Six of Swords. Alright guys, Scorpio reading, I should have been prepared. There's some heaviness here. Scorpio, I think that you've been maybe isolating yourself. I know we're all in quarantine right now, but like isolating yourself mentally and emotionally. It feels like here when I look at this card, Scorpio, emotional overwhelm. Not knowing what to do, withdrawing. You might have been cutting off some people or ghosting some people. Or not responding to text messages or something. There's a period here, I almost said Virgo, Scorpio, of sadness. But sadness that you're keeping to yourself. Sadness that you're bearing alone. The good thing is, Scorpio, is that we are moving past it. Coming into our more recent past, Six of Swords. Learning a little bit of how to manage these thoughts. How to manage these feelings. How to take care of yourself in spite of the chaos that's going around you. There is, despite like this anxiety here that I feel, Scorpio, there is a sense of like movement and calm. Even if it's like you're numbing yourself out a little bit just to get through it. You're like, head down, keep going. This will be over soon. This will be over soon. This will be over soon. Let's keep walking. We're gonna get there soon. So a nice energy here, Scorpio, of persistence, of resilience, right? Of even if things are heavy still, knowing that things are going to change, moving forward. That's maybe why these anxieties are happening, because you can't move in the way that you want to and you know that you need to. And our turning point, Scorpio, is the Eight of Swords. Talk about some reclusive energy, guys. Have you been holding yourself away? Have you been letting your thoughts become a monster to you? Scorpio, I know that this is not gonna land well with you guys, but open up. Eight of Swords, you're making yourself more miserable in certain ways. Not that the certain circumstances that you have aren't difficult, but it feels like this isolation is not good for you. It feels like this isn't in service. You're kind of willing to rough it, and you can rough it, but it's almost like, why are you doing this to yourself, Scorpio? Why are you making things deliberately harder on yourself? Why are you pushing away people who care about you? Why are you not letting people in who can help you, even if it's just by being an ear to listen to? So think this month, Scorpio, about the ways in which you're cutting other people out who maybe can do more for you than you think. I know you guys are a sign of, it's like you can't do something right, do it yourself, but that's not how this works. We're humans, we need support systems. We need to feel... Alright, now going towards the future, Scorpio. We have the Five of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the Waxing Moon. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Cups. So the good thing here, Scorpio, is that we are finding some joy. Let me fix the camera. Finding some joy. Finding some happiness. Being motivated by happiness more than anything. Right? But here we go, guys. In the near future with the Five of Swords, be careful with your battles, guys. I feel like there are battles that you might be taking part in that no one's going to win. This to me says conflict where no one comes out on top. You know? The kind of conflict where maybe even if you have a winning argument, like you lose a relationship that you care about. You know what I mean? So Scorpio, be very careful with your temper. There's a lot of fives here, so I think you guys are in a little bit of a dark headspace, and you need to be careful about where that energy goes. You might end up saying things you don't mean. You might end up hurting people you want to keep around, right? The Four of Pentacles, guys, it's a little stability, but I'm feeling like I just feel you guys a little stuck in your feelings is what I'm gonna say here. I feel you guys a little like marinating in conflict, marinating in like being angry, being sad. Guys, this is a month to realize like anger isn't always powerful is what I want to say here. Anger can just keep you stuck in place. Fighting can just keep you stuck in place, especially when it's with people you care about. Pushing people away is going to keep you stuck in place. There's a rigidity here. There's a stubbornness I see here. So be very careful, Scorpio, with wanting to win at all costs this month. Be very careful about fighting battles that you don't only want to lose, but you don't want to win, really. And then here with the waxing new moon, we have a little bit of faith, a little bit of hope, a little bit of optimism. By the end of March into the month of April, whatever you've been waiting for, you might start to get some good news about. Where things aren't going to change right away, but things are going to start to gradually look up. And then Scorpio, I feel like there's just a release of anger then. There's a release of tension. I feel so tense looking at these cards. I feel like you're like holding all your emotions like this, like white knuckling. The best thing I want to say here, Scorpio, to wrap, well, let's pick an outcome card, but outcome card, Four of Swords. Calm the fuck down, Scorpio. Four of Swords is a card of meditation. It's a card of mental peace, inner tranquility, right? Take a deep breath, Scorpio. Take like a deep, soul-enriching breath. Clear your mind, let it all go, relax. The best thing you can do right now, Scorpio, is probably to do nothing. The best thing you can do right now is not make choices. The best thing you can do is rest, relax, recuperate, right? This energy is tumultuous. This energy takes the energy out of you, sucks the life out of you, right? I'm a little worried about you guys with this Five of Swords. Just like, again, be careful with that stinger, guys, this month. There's going to be reasons where when things start to look up again, is what I want to say. When things start to look up again for you, you might regret some of this. You might regret the way you talked to somebody. You might regret the way you iced somebody out. You might regret some of the things that you said that you wanted to say, but you shouldn't say all these things, Scorpio. Take a deep breath, relax, wait for these tumultuous emotions to process and pass, and things will start to look up. In the month of April, you're going to find some inner peace. You're going to find mental peace from things that have been weighing on you for a while, maybe starting to show signs of improvement. Okay? Scorpio, I love you guys so much. Have a great month. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. What is up, my beautiful Pisces? Welcome to your reading for the month of March. Happy to be here with you guys. Hope you're doing well as can be given the circumstances. Alright, Pisces, let's go ahead and take a look and see what we got going on for you guys in the month of March. Happy birthday, you guys. Celebrating with some of my Pisces friends, their birthday tonight. Pisces, beautiful. Center situation for this reading, 10 of Pentacles. Feeling really safe right now, Pisces. Feeling really secure. Feeling stable. Feeling like soaking up the warmth of home. Soaking up the warmth of feeling loved. What a beautiful card for your birthday season, right? Being surrounded by people as much as you can be, right? Given the current circumstances. But 10 of Pentacles in the middle is a very strongly rooted way to start the reading. It feels to me like here, Pisces, like no matter what else is going on around you, even if things are still up and down in certain regards, there's a fundamental sense of like in your heart, in your soul, knowing in the month of March that fundamentally you're okay. That fundamentally things are okay. This can be chaotic, that can be chaotic, this can be difficult, that can be driving you up a tree. But in the month of March, Pisces, having experiences that validate that you're safe, that you're loved, that you have reasons to feel generally okay, that things are going, I think, in the right direction, and you're going to feel that this month. Pisces, in the month of March, and your ideals, 8 of Wands, telling me that you might have a lot of things to say. Pisces, I think you might have a lot you want to get off your chest. Whether it's purging things from your past, whether it's a conversation that's overdue. There's a conversation here that needs to be had. There's something that you need to say to somebody. There's something that needs to get off your chest. Something that's been sitting with you for a little while. And this isn't necessarily bad, because here with the 10 of Pentacles, it feels like it's something that actually is going to move you forward. So if it's a difficult conversation, it could be one that's healing. Or one where you decide that you need to move on with your life, and that is healing. But Pisces, this is a good month to get things off your chest. You need to get into the space of the 8 of Wands, of feeling lighter, feeling able to move fast. Right? What is bothering you? What is on your mind that is sort of keeping you, Pisces, from really embracing this? I think that you guys know, like if you do your gratitudes and all that stuff, that things are okay. But still, it's like, I feel with this card, your mind is racing, and it's like almost like running in circles, because I think something needs to get out of you. Something needs to be said. Something needs to be addressed. All right, Pisces, in our past, Cancer, right? Because of Chariot. We have the Chariot, we have the 10 of Wands, and we have the Ace of Swords. So lots of movement here, guys. Lots of movement. There's a sense of momentum. There's a sense of things changing. Possibly kind of rapidly, right? Possibly in unexpected ways. Pisces, it feels like you've been really like focused on, like almost internally. Focused on what you need in your heart. Focused on how to take care of your heart. This is sort of balance, right? And here with the 10 of Wands, it's as if like you were able to take on things that were difficult. Pisces, I don't know if some of you guys have been healing old traumas, clearing the air with people, but there's a very strong sense of like taking care of business when it comes to matters of your heart, and when it comes to matters of like your spirit, your soul, right? And here with the Ace of Wands and our Ace of Swords, in our most recent past, blah 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 blah. There's clarity, Pisces. This is what I like here. I was like, you can kind of see that things are going at least in a good direction. That you can see now who's meant for you and who's not. You can see now, like you have this vantage point. And it's been difficult. But Pisces, it feels like you've been doing all the work. You've been diving deep with this Chariot. You've been getting stable at like the level of your soul. And now with this Ace of Swords, it feels like that's all about to make an appearance in your life. It's almost as if right now, Pisces, you can speak things into manifestation. You might be a little psychic lately too, Pisces. But this is all like new. It feels like new thought. It feels like fresh perspectives. It feels like almost like a shaking off of cobwebs that have been like, I keep wanting to say this, Pisces, in your heart. Even though like we have all these things that are dealing with the external world, I feel like something happened in your soul where you got good with yourself, where you got good with whatever gods you believe in, whatever guardian angels you believe in. It feels to me here, Pisces, like spiritually strong. And when you are in a spiritual point of view, you can get these kinds of vantage points where you can see things clearly, where you can count your blessings. There's an end to burdens, Pisces. Things that have been heavy for you for a long time are going to start to get lighter in the month of March. And here we go, in our turning point, Pisces, the Queen of Pentacles. Beautiful card. This is a card of power, and self-care, but that comes from a place of self-worth. I think Pisces, you've been realizing your self-worth at a deep, deep level. You know who you are. You know what you deserve. That's what I want to say looking at this card, Pisces. You know what you deserve. You are the queen. You deserve to be groveled before. You deserve people to chase you a little bit. You deserve people to be forgiving. You deserve forgiveness, right? So Pisces, a wake-up call, but almost like a very gentle one, right? A gentle wake-up call, or maybe you were praying. I feel like prayers. I feel like dreams, right? Something that like I almost feel like maybe there's been some communication on a subconscious level. Where I said earlier, psychic impressions. It feels like maybe you've been getting downloads, Pisces, getting messages, seeing signs that validate you in a very deep level, that have been validating that you're doing the right thing, that you're on the right path, right? All right, let's look what we have in the future, Pisces. The World, Strength, and the Ten of Swords. Bottom of the deck is Eight of Pentacles. So Pisces, what I said before about doing the work. This is material work, yes, but I think what's happening is that the material work is being addressed so that it makes space for now the things, the spiritual stuff, the mental stuff, the energetic stuff. In the near future, Pisces, we have the World, we have the Strength card, and we have the Ten of Swords. So we have multiple tens here in addition to the World. Closure, closure, closure. Pisces, things are changing. An old way of life is going away. And it's not something that I think you're sad about. Looking at this Ten of Swords, even if something hurts, guys, even if something hurts, guys, it's there's a sense of relief. There's a sense with this Strength here too of like doing the thing that's hard but necessary. Cutting the cords that are necessary. Even if those cords, guys, are with your past, whether it's your thoughts that have been bringing you down, people have been bringing you down, there's release here. Release. Pisces, it feels like in the month of March you're actually entering a new phase of your life. More than just releasing what is old and doesn't fit. Like, it feels like a new chapter. It feels like a level up. It feels like in the month of March you're going to start seeing like your life move forward in those tangible ways that we want to see, right? A lot of resilience here, Pisces. A lot of emotional, mental resilience. You've been hustling. You've been patient. You've been mature. You've been wise. You've been taking your time. You've been prudent. You've been discerning. You've been guiding yourself, Pisces, I think, through like, it feels when I'm looking at this card almost of like guiding yourself through a minefield. And you made it out the other side. Right? Using your intuition, using your intelligence, using your experience to navigate yourself into a whole new reality. And guys, it's going to come quickly. By the time we get to April, things are going to look very different. By the time we get to April, you're going to be feeling different. And not just on an internal level, but where it's going to show in your material world, in your life, in your circumstances. Outcome for the month, guys, Eight of Cups. I mean, if there's one word for this reading, it's release and renewal. In 2 words. Release, 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 release. Moving forward. 10, 10, 10. Like, there's no other way to say, like, you guys are starting brand new. You guys are letting go of what's been heavy. Of the situations that have been heavy. I just feel peace with you, Pisces, going into the month of April. Peace. Like hard-earned peace. Peace in your mind, peace in your heart, peace in your soul. A sense of things are good. Everything can always be better, right? But fundamentally here, Pisces, things are good. And almost like this isn't a feeling of like you have to make hard decisions and cut people out. Like, this is just like things that are not supposed to be there are going away. You're growing past it. So it's going to like shed like an old skin. Renewal in the month of March, Pisces. Establishment. It's almost like you're climbing a mountain and you hit a level. That's what I see here for April. You got to a level. You got to a new level in life. Maybe you had to drop some baggage to get there, but you did it. Pisces, I love you so much. Have a great month. Love you guys. Bye-bye.